you doing? Your fine self, looking all brown and delicious and scrumptious. Oh, that's me. You're probably wondering what you're tuning into. You're tuned in to We Are Live.
Hey everybody, it's We Are Live. Chris Dem and Travis Terrell. Excited to be here. Trav wore his best hat for you. And what's that on your shirt?
Oh, it's only a delightful character by the name of Joe.
Looks like a punk ass bitch.
Hey, oh no, it's too early for this. Who is that? Maneuver, where you been, baby girl? I've been gone.
School's back.
Oh, good. Are you back in class now?
Nah, really.
Oh, Maneuver, I mean,
Those other kids are.
why, well, Maneuver, you should be in class, though.
I'll do what I want, really.
But you shouldn't, sweetie. You can end up in jail. That's truancy.
Don't call me sweetie.
Well, you're not in school.
You one of them kid touchers?
No, I don't know. Of course not, Maneuver.
I heard you listen to Michael Jackson.
I don't think that makes me a kid. Did you say kid toucher?
That's right.
Oh, Maneuver, do you even, how do you know this stuff?
That girl on your shirt's a punk.
Hey, don't do disrespecting Joe. She's read more books than your ass have.
Broke ass time machine.
I'll keep talking here. I'll take your ass back to the foster care house.
Bye.
I thought.
Wearing the shirt
Of
from By
course.
Jack.
Yes, my lovely friend Joe. Hi, Joe. Hi, girl. Ooh, there she is. Isn't she adorable?
Shiny.
She's adorable. She's a sweetheart.
On the show today, we have a conversation one-on-one with the great Mark Rose. You know him. He used to be in Spitalfield.
I grew up. I was in the Spitalfield fan club. They used to call us the Spits. That's what they called us. Spits.
I don't think so. He's from Chicago. He stopped by, and we had a great conversation talking about just kind of the wildness of being signed to a major label at the age of like 19 and touring and how he's doing things now. So really excited about that. We'll have Lunell in later today. She's in Dolomite, the new movie with Eddie Murphy. She was in Borat. And then also Sam Lyons, who's not been in that, but he'll be here for recasting call.
He will be present.
He will. So it'll be a fun show today. Be sure to drop your thoughts in the comments on Travis's appearance,
Oh, boy.
his sexuality, and more.
That's not
Speaking of
necessary.
sexuality, how about a stream queen, Chris Gardner? Hello.
Good morning, gentlemen.
No, he's noble this morning.
And good morning, walnuts.
All right.
Couple things here.
Okay.
I've decided I will allow Joe Rogan to mediate the 2020 presidential debate under one condition.
Okay.
I'm listening.
The Democratic presidential nominee has to be Marianne Williamson. If that occurs, then I will allow Joe Rogan to
Okay.
mediate a debate between
Okay.
Donald Trump
Yes.
and Marianne
Okay,
Williamson.
now that I will agree with you there on that one.
Is that
I
fair?
think if we're at that
Or
point,
foul?
if we're at that point in the election cycle where it's Marianne Williamson versus Donald Trump, I think it's safe to say 2/3 of our country is probably already dead. So I would say, yeah,
Well,
let's absolutely go for that.
I just think that means we're at the point where we can then allow whatever, really.
I'm-
Laws don't mean anything at that point.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that scenario illustrates to me that somehow shit got worse.
Something's gone wrong.
Something's gone awfully wrong. Which is to say, it's a strong possibility. That's the
We're
fun
gonna be
part
using
about
this.
this. Oh boy.
She'll be consulted.
breaking up
This
our
is her
crystals.
vice president candidate. Right here. Crystal.
I thought she worked the mid-shift across the river.
I did as
Can it be both?
It sure can.
Of
Here's the
course
one
it
thing I'm learning, and I have learned, especially after spending time
Learned?
and learned it in New York, is that we're not mature enough for a democracy. We're just not. So I think,
Happy Friday, everyone.
yes. So I just want to
Back to a monarchy?
just think at this point, why not?
Throw it back?
I
Who would your king be?
now that's where it gets fun.
Now,
then-
now
We
we're
have
not-
to establish a family.
Then we're no longer a republic as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Basically, because you hear people say, oh, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. If you look at the definition of republic, basically all it's saying is you're not a monarchy. So that's what a republic is.
It's not a
It's
monarchy.
not a monarchy. That's basically what the definition is.
Nice. I Who would be my king?
Now, I think it stays in the family
Jay-Z.
until they're
We'll get to
usurped.
that later. I would say, you know who would make it? He did a great.
He's already got a queen.
I say go with the Obamas. They're delightful people. Even if you
Oh,
didn't
those
agree with
girls-
them politically,
Those girls be partying.
they're delightful people. The Obamas are just fun people. And so I think while we'll probably disagree on some of their steps in their monarchy rule, I trust them enough to not immediately kill us peasants.
I'm gonna go with Oprah because I think she'll give me stuff.
The only thing is Oprah isn't going to be able to pass down the lineage.
If she wanted to, she could pay to have
The
12
technology is
children
there.
made.
That's,
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't know that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
think about
Oprah
that.
can just do that?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
people don't even need to have sex anymore, really. If we want to.
Lord
We'll
What
be
was
a-
the,
Lord knows I don't. Up top.
Was it
Chris ducked.
I don't want any of your non-sex hand.
Got out of the way.
Get your non-sex
Was it-
away from me.
was it Judge Dredd? What?
No, that is your sex hand. That's not your non-sex
Yeah,
hand.
that's fair.
Be-
When it comes to my sex hand, I'm ambidextrous.
Your what?
Who?
Huh? I ran through that word as quickly as I could.
Yeah, we all saw that
Hmm.
and heard that.
So interesting. So
Who would your king be? Who would be your royal? Who would be your royal? Is that how you would say it?
the Mannings,
Oh, that wouldn't be too bad.
leadership, big heads.
Yeah?
There's a bunch of them.
They are already ugly. Royal families are
Yeah.
generally ugly.
And they start banging their sisters. It's going to be even worse.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mannings make sense. I feel like I think Cooper's kid's supposed to be good.
Eventually, they get like the jaw thing
Yeah.
going, or by slanted long forehead.
It's a battle between the Mannings and the Cars as far
Tell you,
as
Peyton
grooming
Manning
kids
goes
to be
back and
quarterbacks.
hosts Saturday Night Live again. He's got it wrapped up. Oh, he's just oh.
Is there a celebrity though right now that you think could enter the race and legitimately shake up
No.
the entire presidential campaign?
The Rock.
The Rock is probably the closest I can come up with, for being honest. If The Rock
not a
declares,
joke.
Isn't The Rock a Republican?
yes, that's what I'm saying. I think
If Trump announced that Dwayne The Rock Johnson was his new VP candidate when Pence goes off to cure homosexual men of their misdeeds in his own way.
Yeah, I
know
see
I
what
mean?
you did there.
And he announces that Dwayne Johnson is taking his place, he wins in a landslide. I'm serious.
I don't know about landslide.
Now, is that a
well,
good
maybe
thing?
he would just actually win.
Now, the next thing is that a good thing?
I didn't say it was a good thing at all.
I'm
yeah.
asking, is it?
I
Answer
think
the
that's what I
question.
think the fact that
Yes or no?
No.
I think no.
Okay.
So
Get to the
only
point.
people with certain income levels can vote.
Yeah, that's
Oh, boy.
basically where we're headed to.
We've already tried that.
I'm about to say
They're
I
doing
feel
it right
I'm
now.
about to say
Yeah,
we're kind of
that's
doing it
true.
again, which is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. But to your point in regards to Jay-Z, it's been a tough day. It's been a tough 3 days in the black
Are
community.
you
It's
are you
been a-
turning on Jay-Z?
We're not turning on Jay-Z. People keep saying that people who are critiquing Jay-Z are all of a sudden Chaz. No, the idea is that
Does Beyonce have to divorce him?
I tell you what.
We find out the true motivation is Travis thinks he has a shot. So the whole time he's just like, yeah,
tell you
girl,
what.
you know, he just
I tell
he
you
hadn't
what.
been treating you right.
I tell you what. If Beyonce ever hit the market,
And what would those DMs look like?
Is that like the Mike Trout free agency?
Yeah.
yeah. You have to understand that you'll never ever. Be
I would have
able
said
to
LeBron, but that happens every so many years,
Yeah,
so
see,
it's
that's
really
very true.
Built into it.
Yeah.
It has been the last few days have been very difficult for my community. We really admire Jay-Z for the work he has done previously. You know, he's brought a lot of attention to some important stories, important people. He helped bail out protesters in Baltimore. He's contributed to several campaigns across the country to address social injustice, especially in regards to criminal reform. I think people are very disappointed in Jay-Z because you can't have a conversation about social justice with the NFL without Colin Kaepernick, because there is no conversation to begin with if it wasn't for Colin Kaepernick. So while we understand maybe Jay-Z does indeed have good intentions, it just feels like Colin Kaepernick got played by someone I think he assumed was an ally. And I think it's hard to say that you want to talk about injustice when the league is purposely blackballing the man who brought the issues to the forefront to begin with. So it's been a very difficult week for us African Americans because we support both. It's not a cancel Jay-Z situation. It's a, hey man, you rap about some shit and then you go around and do what appears to be the opposite of that shit. And now we realize that lyrics are lyrics, but at the same time, you have carried yourself as if this is the way forward.
Well, lyrics are lyrics in some cases.
Well, here's the thing.
Sometimes R. Kelly is just telling you what he did.
Oh, boy. It's a whole crime. I don't know how the DA didn't pick up on that. But, yeah, I think Jay-Z is a capitalist at the end of the day, too. And
He's
so
a
that's another
business.
Right.
he's a businessman.
And now here's the thing. That doesn't mean it's good or
No.
right.
No, it does not. And I think that's the thing.
That's like the people that say, "Oh, it's not personal; it's just business," because it was a quote in a fucking movie once, and they think that
and
means
then all of
that's
a
Boy,
sudden,
why
they
that's
think-
you
right.
can just...
They
Yeah,
don't
you
know
don't
that
get to use a
statement of it.
movie line and to make everything okay, you fucking coward.
Right, that's not his work.
No, it is
I
personal.
drink your
I don't have
milkshake.
fucking money now.
I drink your milkshake.
But
Wait, hey,
I don't
hey,
understand how people,
hey. That goes in a
come
movie,
on,
man.
grow-
You just can't
grow
walk
up.
into my milkshake
People-
stop.
I'm telling you to grow up. I'm 40 years old and just bought an electric scooter. So,
No.
yeah, you know what?
That's trouble.
Maybe
That's-
look
that's
in the mirror
trouble.
here. Figure things out.
So it's tough, man, Chris. It's been hard. I mean, I thank you for caring about what's going on in our community. It's been a tough week, man. It's been it's weird. It's like, but
You said thank you for caring about what's going on in our community. And Chris
We
is
were-
typing away.
I'm trying to figure out like how we were figuring out.
He was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
oh, good for you guys.
What are
you
you
guys,
gonna do?
you guys get a pool? That's great, man.
What's
That's good for you. I
happening?
don't
Yeah.
know. Do.
Does the Trump Johnson campaign kick off by handing out Voss water bottles in Flint? Voss is Johnson's water company. That could.
You know?
I don't know. But I think. But I had this conversation kind of with Stacey off air
Stacey
yesterday.
Static, the Static podcast.
Because I know she's had several encounters with a lot of local St. Louis celebrities. She's good friends with many of them. And I've just been curious as to, do people truly change up? Because she's had the opportunity to see people, when they were first starting out and they were in side clubs, and now they're performing at, places like Enterprise Center and Madison Square Garden. And I asked, what is that transition like for that person? And she says it happens more often than we think. People change up the closer they get to, fame, the more money they get. So I'm not saying that Jay-Z is completely out of touch. I think the Jay-Z that we want him to be isn't that Jay-Z because he hasn't been a part of that life in a long time. So to expect him to think like that is also asking a lot because people do change up. And I don't think Jay does not care about the community. I just think the way he went about it, I don't think he understands why people in the community are sensitive to it.
So he's out of touch?
I think Jay-Z
Yes or no?
is yes.
Come on.
Or
You're good,
Answer-
man.
just
You're
answer
good
the
today.
question.
Look at
Or-
you. You meet with the dream team this week?
Or is he an adult and realizes that stuff ain't going anywhere, and he's going to give a bunch of black artists opportunities, and has a chance to? I mean, how many? The league is 90% black people.
Did Jay-Z need the NFL to do that though?
No,
No.
but he.
This was a bad idea.
Jay-Z didn't need the NFL.
What
I
if
get
he
what you're
turns it
saying.
into something great in
What
the year?
my thing is, if you're and
That's
people
not,
and people have said,
no.
and
You can't shit on the person that started all this
There you
stuff.
go.
That's a key here.
the
Oh,
only
you're talking. But what if his plan
It's not
is?
you're
you got to think
they're doing
chess.
hypotheticals. This isn't chess. This isn't fucking meta. He was trying to make money.
there it is.
It's that simple.
That's
But what if
It's
it,
not. No,
So
don't
is Nike.
don't make it a think piece. It's not
No,
a think
but
piece.
so
Chris.
is Nike. And what happens whenever Jay-Z's grand plan is to bring Kaepernick out to
the idea
to unveil
I think
some new social
But
program?
I think you're missing the point. The fact is,
I
is
think
that
I know
Colin,
exactly what the
I
point
think
is.
Colin Kaepernick is the center of all this.
right.
Yeah.
You don't have a conversation with the NFL without Colin Kaepernick. If you're having a conversation about social injustice, the person that needs to be at the table is the person who kicked it
Yeah.
off to begin with.
So
if that person
bad
isn't
idea.
there, that's a bad idea. You
Yeah,
can't sit
it's
up here
fine.
and say, I'm going to now talk about social justice with the very people who are purposely keeping the person who brought the issues to
He's
the
just-
table out of the league.
He's just greedy. That's all.
And that's
Just say
fine.
he's
And,
greedy.
and I think that's what Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend
yeah,
said
this is
recently.
it's not hard to see through here. This is surface thinking. There isn't many layers here.
Right, and that's where most African
for
Americans
the
are today.
simpletons.
Right, and most African Americans know that today. That's fine if Jay-Z wants to partner up with the NFL to add to his pockets, and to Chris's point, maybe expand his roster of artists who maybe want to get on. The thing that's troubling is that you're rapping social justice. That's a serious issue. affecting millions of Americans. So for you to wrap yourself around that issue without having the main person who created the conversation, I don't understand how that can be. You can't sit up here and be like, yeah, I think the NFL is sincere about addressing these issues. Sure, they're keeping the person who brought the issues to the forefront away from their organization, but I now trust them to address these serious issues in this community? Not. You don't. So I think that's where
And I'm white.
And I think that's why a lot of people today are just.
Please.
That's good.
We haven't had a new drop in a while. I'd like that to be dropped.
That is a shirt if I've ever heard one.
I had a couple other small things here real quick.
Okay.
First off, announcement next Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. at the Palladium.
Here we go.
St. Louis is getting an MLS franchise, an expansion team. There's been a lot of talk about what the team name should be, and I think I finally figured it out this morning.
This is good. Now this is going to be interesting.
Are you ready?
Please God, let it be good.
Better Together STL.
What?
Better Together STL. What do you think?
Gardner, you know I generally support a vast majority of your ideas, especially the ones that are outside of the box. I don't want anything in regards to this merger to have anything to do with this damn soccer team at all. No
Okay,
more.
I was just trying to.
It was worth a shot.
It's got the STL in
I
it.
don't blame you there.
Thought it fit. I thought it kind of flowed.
But I'm curious now because we are nearing that stage. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to, if they're smart, they'll just announce they're getting a team, and then later on, either next year, I'm assuming sometime next year is when they're going to roll out. Yeah, they're not going to do it next Tuesday.
They'll involve the fans some, or at least make the fans think they're involved some.
Yeah, there you go. I'm about to say, let's give the appearance that the fans have an opinion, and
Let's
what
do
they'll
a
do,
contest.
and they'll literally
Make
probably.
them the red birds.
That's the thing. Do we do animals or do we things that symbolize the city?
Cardinals too.
I can see that. And that's why they won't do a poll.
Best
That's
fans
why
in
they won't let
soccer.
fans vote. Like,
The beef is.
I just say call them Cardinals the sequel. I think that's cool. The St. Louis Cardinals too.
Name them the Stands.
That's
we're
it.
fans.
Maybe that should be the poll
And
today.
that's a nickname so we can use it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that should be what would B-Fibbers name this soccer team?
It's Cardinals 2.0.
Cardinals 2.0.
Because then you can chant 2.0 like we were at wrestling. the other night.
Wrestling, yeah.
2.0.
I like that.
2.0.
I like that. That's a good point.
We have a couple comments. Travis Blackfish Terrell, how the hell are you? This is your longtime caller friend, Mark.
Oh.
Hello, Mark.
We will actually, maybe next week, we'll get our phone up and running. We've got the capability. We have the technology. But we'll look into that. Tom Brown, Jay-Z has 99 problems, and his relationship with Colin Kaepernick is one.
That is just so weird. It must be nice though. Look, when you're that rich. But somebody made a very good point. Someone was like, "Look, that's great to have Roger Goodell sitting there. How about getting some of those owners that have had a lot to say about Colin Kaepernick in that room with you, Jay-Z? How about those same individuals?"
Does Jay-Z have a lot of money?
He has a
Okay.
lot of money.
Here's the thing. You don't trust him then. You don't trust people with lots of money.
I think that's the.
Why would you trust someone with a lot of money?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Gardner's right.
I don't trust Chris Sear, and it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Chris Sear.
Oh, hey, Chris Sear.
And you booked Sam Lyons instead of him. I'd take that as a personal offense.
Well, I don't. I guess my Facebook didn't alert me to his birthday.
We give birthday appearances.
We become the birthday show.
We are the birthday show.
We could do. What's it? Casa Gallardo? I mentioned them yesterday. That used to happy birthday, da, 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 happy birthday, da, 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 happy birthday, da, 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 da.
Why do we all know to
Who
do that at
invented
that
those?
point? Why do we all know
How
to
many
do
restaurants do that?
I don't know. It must be a ton
All of
because
them.
how do we all know to do the
Yeah.
Russian ya at the end? We kind of did the Russian
tell you something.
ya. Isn't that what it's called? The Russian ya?
When I was
Russians more like.
Oh, okay.
at your corporate thing, Travis, did you guys have to do a song if people asked?
Yes.
I worked at
Yes.
Olive Garden as
Yes.
a young man.
I did at that job. That was a thing.
I would
and
say,
it was.
I would be like, oh my gosh, they told us we can't do the song today. I'm
It's
so
so
sorry.
traumati- it's-
Can I get you a free dessert? I'll get you a free dessert. Don't tell anybody. I'll get you a dessert. And I would just move on. I was like,
And then the
I'm not, because you're supposed to grab everybody and then,
Yeah.
hey everybody, and they made up a whole Bonafesta.
So did you ever do it?
Yeah, I had. I mean, when you're new, but once you kind of learn
Wow,
I
would
wish
which
we could-
manager's
I
paying
wish there was
attention.
video.
To
of
Yeah,
that.
that's what I was
would
just
kill
thinking.
for video.
Oh no. Sean worked with me at Olive Garden. He said, "Sing it, Denman." It was Bonafesta. They made up this whole
So
thing.
how does it go?
I
You
don't-
go solo then.
Bonafesta. I truly don't. 'Cause I worked at another place for like 5.5 years after. It's
And
been
they-
a long time.
And they did the same one, but different words.
Bonafesta. It's like what a glorious day. I could Google it.
What a glorious day. Like that?
No, yeah, probably we just put the same.
Buona
Festa.
festa, happy birthday.
Hang on, I'm gonna look this up.
I think that. And
So
then,
you would have done that one. That's kind of fun.
and the
Doing
thing
like
that,
an opera
but
one.
see
Oh.
now, what sucks is working at a corporate restaurant, having to do
Did
the
yours do
birthday,
that?
or not working at a corporate restaurant where people still, for whatever reason, anticipate the service would do that.
Oh, well,
Because
then
those-
if you don't do it, like if you don't do it at the brewery, it's like, we don't do that, and then
They
they're
get-
gonna
We
be
do it
mad.
at
They're gonna be
the
mad.
local watering hole.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
We sing happy birthday to anyone.
How do you
that
say
has-
happy birthday?
Well, normally Sean is there.
okay.
And
well,
Sean
it's-
goes around and
but they're
taps
not-
down to
everyone
his
on the
underwear.
shoulder.
I'm
Like,
just
even if
saying.
it's someone who's only been in there a couple times, let's just use Ruth as a name. Hey, it's Ruth's birthday. Ruth's birthday. We're going to sing. We're going to sing. He'll go to every table, even if he doesn't know the people. It's Ruth's birthday. Ruth's birthday. We're going to sing. And then he'll yell at the bartender, Tim, ring the bell. And then he'll go, a 1, a 2, a 3. Happy. And then everyone sings happy birthday.
Look at Sean.
Yeah.
Is he running for governor of Missouri?
No.
Could he?
There's YouTube videos of the Olive Garden song. I can't find the lyrics.
Oh, don't traumatize me. The service industry. I pray. First of all, my prayers go out to everyone who
Wonder
at
who-
some point worked in the service industry or currently work in the service
Oh,
industry
there
right
was.
now.
I'll do you
Sweet
one.
Jesus,
I'll do you
help
one
you.
worse. So worked at a golf course as mentioned. Tough first job.
Yeah, very difficult.
So much root beer.
If I could go back to any job, it's that job.
Oh, man, that's better
If
than
you
your
could
doorman
tell me,
job.
hey, your life's just going to be okay. It's not going to be. You're not going to be.
Are you
extremely
cart
wealthy.
guy or pro shop guy? Pro shop guy's got a little more responsibility, but does less physical work.
Cart shop guy?
Okay,
just
you
to be out a little bit.
Yeah, you are. You're a bit of a nomad. Yeah.
I can sneak smoke.
Not
somewhere
accounted for. Oh, I was picking up trash on the back hole where no one can see you.
Yeah. No, we were getting high.
No, I worked. I had a second job, Travis, at a CC's Pizza because they hired the people that opened it. Hired like every athlete from the general area. It's like nothing but what I thought at the time were hot girls working there. But every time you'd bring out a different pizza, they had a different song for each pizza.
Oh no! Oh Jesus
And I,
Christ!
That's too much.
it was so
How do
bad.
you keep track?
It was
why would
so
that
I'm
be-
not singing about ham and pineapple.
But that's my
okay?
thing. But like,
Oh, it
even
was
from
bad.
a business standpoint, like, why would you do that?
It
Like,
mu-
what's
they
the
have
purpose
to have
of
market
it?
research that says it's people.
That is no, and that is you spent too much damn money on market research
You're
for you to
not thinking like
conclude.
an older person. Maybe
You're not
they're
thinking about a
fine with
human
it.
being. Ain't nobody worried about no damn. You give me my damn ham and cheese sandwich and my freaking pepperoni pizza.
I wonder which chain restaurant does the best birthday song. That's what I would.
Hooters?
Have to figure.
Yeah, who
What
does
do
the
they
birthday
do?
I mean, the people singing it, you're probably going to enjoy that a little more.
Yeah.
they're pretty-
I
Not-
remember.
Not you. They don't look like.
I remember my first
Bernie
visit
supporters.
to Hooters.
Good boy.
I'll tell you about mine.
My
after
dad
yours.
made fun of me.
My dad still brings it up
Yeah,
today.
my dad does too. It was
Yours
like-
first.
It was after a double header of basketball.
Okay.
SLU played UMass when they had Marcus Camby.
You're really going to bring up Marcus Camby this week of all weeks?
Uh-huh. He was like a sophomore though then. They had someone else. And then Marquette played some. It was in St. Louis. They had like a double header for something. So my dad took my friend Anthony and I to Hooters afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad's chatting up the waitress or whatever. And so she's leaning on the table, the lean in move there,
Yeah.
arms under
Travis, is that trained?
arms under breasts.
Is that trained?
And so
I think so.
I catch this out of the corner of my eye, and she asked me what I want to drink, and I'm staring at the menu, and I do the look over, but I don't look at. I like
You're still uncomfortable.
I did this thing with the eyes, so I look over to make the order.
Nice.
So I obviously.
Oh, and did you
looked-
come back down? So
No,
you looked,
I
you looked
didn't go back
across,
down.
you looked up
No.
to the face, and you came back down.
I turned and then it was like, oh, like that's yeah, oh, no moment.
Oh, so you
And then
after you saw
There's some
the.
boobs in my face.
And then
The
I
boobs in
ordered
your
like a
face.
pink lemonade or something.
Oh, sweet
Yeah,
Jesus.
And my dad's like,
Oh God.
no son of mine comes in here and orders pink lemonade. What are you
Oh.
doing ordering pink? He didn't say it like that.
What are you
he
gonna-
just he's like
what's he want you to order, a
pink
stag?
lemonade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I'm 9.
So like anytime Hooters comes up in conversation, my dad, hey, remember when you ordered pink lemonade? Dad, I just wanted a lemonade. I ordered a lemonade. I think they had pink lemonade. I don't know what I didn't order pink lemonade. I just said lemonade.
So that's yours.
The part I remember is that I was an idiot and just looked directly into the sun.
That's outstanding.
That's pretty great. Mine, I don't know if I was like 9 or whatever age I was this height. I had we'd been in St. Louis all day, and you know, remember how the Science Center, you go in and it tells you how tall you are just standing. It would do like a sonar radar thing. So I just found out that I broke 5 foot tall, and I guess it's my first time there. And the waitress came over. Something comes up, and she was saying how tall she was, and without anything, I interrupted. I go, "I'm 5 foot," like really loud, and she was like, "What? I'm whatever height. Come out here." And then did the like measure the head to
You're
the
like
back
the
to
kid
head.
that goes, I'm this many.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
But then I was just like shaking because I'm, at boob height or whatever that was for her. So that still gets brought up, and I'm 35.
Lair Dog brings that
Lair
up?
Dog brings that up.
Oh, this actually is like an origin story of why you love people who are tall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This makes sense
I mean,
now.
she was probably 5'3".
You were into this height thing right out the gate.
mean-
I'm 5 foot. Look at me. I have tall shoes on.
Tall shoes.
What is up with you in height?
Is that what you call high heels?
Oh.
Oh, you got your tall shoes on.
Got ankle lifters on.
But, by the way, John Beebe sent me a text this morning.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
This morning?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is delightful. This is fucking great.
So next to where the soccer stadium will be is Union Station,
yeah.
where they have a Ferris wheel going in. They're building the aquarium,
They
right?
are.
Great for the aquarium economy.
Yeah, well, certainly.
Son of a bitch.
I can't wait to see the numbers on that.
You spent 6 hours making something yesterday. I don't respect anything you say ever again.
What was that?
Was that yesterday?
I don't know.
I don't
what-
want to unveil any secrets.
Is it? to
You
do
made a
with-
logo or something.
Oh, I'm adjusting that again. I'll talk to Travis
It's
after
a
the
very
show.
meaningful thing that Gardner spent 6 hours of his life on yesterday.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
gotta do
go ahead.
something.
Oh yeah, the not drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget. I get to time travel if I have a bad day.
I'm just here
Yeah.
in all of it. People don't make it easy. But what would Travis call the aquarium? Here's a text exchange with someone. This is not Beebs. This is what someone sent him as a screen grab. Did you go to the Liquid Zoo where you can walk inside? You mean aquarium? Yes. It's a fucking aquarium, not a Liquid Zoo. Oh, fuck, I forgot. So
I like
Liquid
Liquid
Zoo.
Zoo way better.
Yeah.
Liquid Zoo is way better.
So that is now, Travis, we thought of you, and this was...
In fact, I think they should absolutely take aquarium off the sign of the Union Station and put St. Louis Liquid Zoo.
so you will now...
That sounds cooler. Wouldn't you want to go to a Liquid Zoo?
Liquid Zoo, great punk band name.
That is a great.
Yeah.
That's a great band. But I feel like if I'm a kid, I would rather go to the Liquid Zoo than the aquarium.
Yeah.
Better marketing?
It is absolutely better marketing. Liquid
You're like,
Zoo,
What's an aquarium?
Right.
but it's so stupid
Liquid
and
Zoo,
funny.
and then on Saturdays it's sponsored by like Jack Daniels. You pour it in, let the fish get a little funky.
I mean, who's gonna?
Drunk sharks, that's what we need.
But think about it. Who is going to?
Drunk shark.
What lobby is going to get upset if you call it Liquid Zoo?
Oh,
There isn't a group of. There isn't an organization of people that will get together and
get
get.
out.
Liquid Zoo,
think?
Liquid Zoo 3, Travis's favorite VHS porno.
Hey.
It's a Liquid Zoo in there, man.
Oh,
Oh, that now I just realized why we will never call it that now.
No, we have to now.
yeah. I
Liquid
agree.
Zoo.
Damn, girl, I want to take you back to my Liquid Zoo. What you doing
No.
there? Hey, baby girl, just come on.
No.
Stick with the message you originally
Sorry,
had,
I
man.
apologize. I'm sorry, boys. and
My
girls. Liquid
God.
Zoo.
See how that's gonna work.
It'll be like a fish house.
Fish house?
A fish house.
I like Liquid Zoo still.
Liquid Zoo's good. That's a good one. Do you think we have time to throw a petition?
Mm.
Did you mean to say partition?
No, throw a
Like a
petition. Throw a
partition?
petition. Did you see the newest petition that's sweeping America right now?
No.
It's the one in New York. It's about a street
Where you're
outside
from.
of Trump Tower.
Are they gonna rename it or something?
Fifth Avenue. They want to rename it President Barack Obama Avenue.
Oh.
Over 100,000 people have signed the petition.
Still less than the amount of people that want Joe Rogan to debate. Or no, moderate the debate. I sent a video link of this thing. I don't know if it's any good. There was an old clip of him on Fear Factor, and someone tried to get physical with him.
On Fear Factor?
Because it's a woman. A woman hit a guy, and he was like, "You can't hit people." And then her guy like kind of came at him. I don't know if he may have just shoved the guy or something, but man, I thought about that, and I was like, what if Trump got a little lippy? What if he got a little lippy, started coming towards, like, I don't think so, dude. That'd be
Trump
a good
ain't-
personality.
First
That
of all,
wouldn't be
Rogan ain't
good.
fighting Trump.
Why?
He
Because you voted for him?
yeah.
No, he didn't.
Did Jay-Z vote for Trump?
Jay-Z voted for Trump. Rogan did not.
No.
Take that.
No.
How
Take
about-
that.
Oh, I
No.
can see that.
No,
No.
Yeah.
he taught, well, unless he's just lying, but Rogan said he didn't.
Who do you vote for?
Rogan voted for Trump. I'm not
Your girl.
stupid. No, he didn't.
He
Don't
did.
believe it for a minute.
And
Not for a
Jay-Z
minute.
voted for Trump.
No, Jay-Z voted for Hillary, definitely.
Oh.
Did he say it?
Here's what I'll do.
Did he say it
I'll
publicly?
send a tweet
I believe
to
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z and say, hey, Jay-Z, bruh,
I don't know why that's necessary.
my friend, Black to the Future,
Oh, no, don't do that.
wants to know if you voted for Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton.
How about a poll on We Are Live Radio?
Hashtag Black Twitter.
No, you don't
How
need
about
to
a
do all
poll
that.
on at We Are Live Radio? Who?
So I'll tag you and also do hashtag Black Twitter in there so they all know that you're asking that question.
Gardner, I've never done this. I don't want to block you.
Can I put out a melee? I don't know why I'm asking you, but do you think it's good? More likely to vote for Trump in 2020, Joe Rogan or Jay-Z?
Yeah, do it. Oh, we do have a few melee results from the past couple days too. Before we
Alright.
get to the Mark Rose interview.
Let's run that down then. We had some pretty good polls.
I got a poll for
Here
you.
was
Oh,
one.
my God.
As they say in the game of basketball, is the bank always open? 51 to 49%.
Tell me why this is relevant or anything.
Yes.
Why,
Yes.
Why is this a thing?
This is a random conversation we had with who do we have it with?
The great Adam Bertles.
Adam Bertles. Yes, I blinked there for a second. He was in the other day, and we were talking basketball for a little bit, and basically it was Bertles was asking Travis how he would react if Adam banked in a shot in a game of pickup basketball, and then said to him, "Bank is always open." Like, how would he react to a white boy doing that to him? And so we were coming up with scenarios how that would play out. And then I was like, oh, let's make this a poll question because we want to know, is the bank always open if that's what you're going to use? 51% say yes. 49% say no.
I guess you could do online banking now, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But then we were like trying to figure out like if Bertles did that to Travis, bank shot, and said the bank is always open, and then like acted like he pulled out his debit card, punching in the numbers. But you know, it's like when you're at the gas station and they ask you, is this total correct? And you have to keep pushing through buttons to actually get to the point where you have to put in your PIN. So it's like 2 buttons before you even get to that point now. So it was a whole choreographed routine to celebrate that shot.
I think Bertles would absolutely do it in a pickup game. What are our other? We have any other melee?
We had the one from yesterday with the new HBO series, The Righteous Gemstones, premiering this weekend. We ask, which of these 4 televangelists is your favorite? Joel Osteen, Joyce Meyer, Kenneth Copeland, T.D. Jakes. You see the check mark next to Joyce Meyer because that's who I voted for. 46% for Joel Osteen.
Oh, wow.
Joel is the more prominent televangelist now, so that makes a ton of sense. And of course, he was recently in the media not too long ago for the flooding in Houston and not having his church available to the actual community that he says he serves. So that makes a ton of sense that he would be at the top.
Is Jay-Z on Twitter?
Yes, but he proclaims he never uses it.
What's his handle?
I think S_C.
That's it?
I think so. I
What
think
does that mean?
Sean Carter.
Oh.
But I think it's S_C. I think. I don't know. Like I say, he barely tweets, if he tweets at all.
So congratulations to this man.
Chris, oh my God, it's crazy how she looks like that girl.
Oh, shut up.
She does though, like dead, like a ringer, man.
She
It's
looks
kinda
like a girl I
crazy.
date.
She does. She's actually cute. Okay, Joel.
If I wouldn't get a really shitty DM, I'd pull up a photo and do
yeah, you would
a
get
two side by
you'd
side.
get a terrible DM.
I don't know. We'll
But
see.
yeah, good for Joel Osteen for
I
being
was
the most
hoping this
popular
guy would've
television.
won.
Kenneth Copeland.
Oh,
Kenneth Copeland is just.
He looks normal.
Can we find that video again? I don't know if we'll have time today. I know we have a busy rundown today, but I would love to see that video one more time if we're able to get it. I just think that is. I think that's what I think folks are looking forward to seeing this Sunday for the Righteous Gemstones. That type of interaction.
yeah.
what
If
we
you missed it
see-
yesterday, Tony Cavallero was on. Unbelievable interview, very fun. But the way he talked about it, and if you're a fan of Danny McBride, like this is gonna be a hot one.
Early reviews are saying that, and again, I don't want to overhype it because I know that kind of skews everyone's expectations, but the early reviews are that HBO has another one. Everyone's been talking about replacing Game of Thrones. I've been trying to figure out, and there are some shows that are on deck for HBO that I think will happily do that. But I think as far as you talk about the Veeps of the world that they're having to replace, and I think Silicon Valley is going to come to an end next year. I think if you're looking for the next big comedy out of HBO, this will certainly be it. And the early reviews say just that, so I'm excited for the Sunday. But Kenneth Copeland, of course, he did the famous interview with the lady, I think this was a few months back, and he was explaining why he hated riding in airplanes, commercial airlines, and why he needed a private jet because he didn't want to ride with. He got to deliver the message quickly. He didn't want to be in have to wait on those demons inside those planes. And
That was
so-
Lisa Guerrero that
Who's
did
she?
the interview.
Why does that sound familiar?
She used to do some sports stuff.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah.
Wow.
She did great. She pressed him. It was
Very good. And she had like scripture and quotes ready. Like she fired that bad boy away. Televangelist though, but I can see why it's such a, and I do not mean to be disrespectful to religion when I say this, but it has become a hustle. It is, and I think that's the thing that's, not become, you're right, Chris. It's always been a hustle to a degree. But now more so than ever, especially with YouTube and people having their own channels, it's just like there are church influencers. Damn, that's man. We should write a character that's a church influencer and then send it to the Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, like an Instagram church person?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
That's
that.
right. She co-hosted the Best Damn Sports
That's what I
show
thought.
with Tom Arnold and
Yes,
Michael
she
Irvin.
did. That was a show. That happened. That happened.
Wow.
I don't know. Would you, Chris, if you had to choose between the two?
She guest starred in Frasier.
I'll go figure.
What?
If you had to choose between the two, and the Lord said, hey, all right, man, you got two routes to go.
Oh.
You can be a leader of a cartel,
Oh.
or you can be a televangelist. What are you choosing? Those are the only two options you have in front of you.
Probably Cartel. I'd be
Yeah.
more comfortable with those people around me.
I was going to say cartel because, both are still going to go to church and lie to a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's
so.
also true. I think a televangelist would be more fun. I will say they look like they're having fun. Because they're doing something. They know they're getting away with it. It's like robbing a bank without a mask. Like, what are you going to do, arrest me? No, you ain't going to arrest me. Like, that's the great thing about, I think, televangelists. They can get up there and do and say anything,
there's
and they
money
can
in-
justify God behind it for everything.
There's money in religion.
It's literally Creflo Dollar literally sat up here in front of his entire church and said, I need to raise money, $40 million for an airplane. And they did!
Didn't they want? Was he the one they wanted to send to the moon?
I don't know.
He said he needed money so that he could go to the moon or Mars or something.
I didn't. If
think he
that's
was,
a thing, that is outstanding.
Hold on.
That's fun. That is like, it's ignorant and illegal and corrupt and disgusting, but it's fun. But you have to know, like when they go home at night, they're like, "We got him again. We got him again."
Well, the fact that and Tom Brown makes the point they're having fun because they're making tons of money and not paying taxes.
Yes.
That's
Exactly. So they're like, look, hey, man, I just, I went out there. Half those folks can't even read a Bible. I just tell them what's in there. I throw a little ching-ching in there. Then I make a little millennial reference. I do a hashtag. Guess what? Revenue.
Bye.
Man, maybe we should turn this show. Maybe we should have
Like
a
it to more of a televangelist
Maybe we should
theme?
do a televangelist hour.
the headline I'm looking at right now is from 2015. Creflo Dollar asking for money to go into space. Now,
Is that a real article from a real newspaper?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I
Well,
don't know.
let's just assume it
I
is.
do know. I would say maybe that's like kind of an onion piece. I do know he seriously did ask for $30 to $40 million for a private plane, and I don't even know if it was. And then I think in Kenneth Copeland's interview, he said he bought his plane from, was it Steve Harvey? And he said Steve Harvey gave us a great deal on it. It's a very bizarre interview. It is hilarious. Look, Steve Harvey gave me a discount on this chair. You don't understand, Lord. He was
come with a
so
purple
amazing.
suit?
But these people are crazy. But it's to the point we made a week or so ago.
I think
it's not just the person who's doing it; it's the people who follow them that makes it more interesting.
That's a tough part because I get it if that's where you find your strength or whatever. But why do you need it from a car salesman?
There you go. There you go. That's the trouble.
That's not an
thing about
insult
it.
to car salesman.
No, but I think that's I think that's the fascinating thing about it. It's they're not even. It's not even hidden well. And like to your point, they come off as car salesmen. They look like car salesmen sometimes.
A caricature of a car salesman.
Absolutely. So you're just like, man, even if, and that's kind of my thing, even with this particular person, I'm just like, I ain't saying people ain't never been liars or corrupt. I've just seen better liars and people who are good at hiding it. He's terrible at it. That's what these televangelists are. You guys are terrible at it, and yet they are making bank.
It's taking advantage of, I feel like Rust Cole on season 1. I see a lot of people that have propensity to poor diets and low IQs.
I'll be honest with you. You quote Russ Cole too much for this show. And by the way, that isn't a character that's not an endearing character. That's a character that's been through a lot, Chris. That's crazy that you relate to that character of all characters on television.
Just so you know, that's what's in my brain.
Oh.
See, I'm being honest. Gardner, I'm being honest again.
Oh, no.
I remember that clip. He looked like he was possessed when talking about the great deal Tyler Perry gave him on the private
Tyler
jet.
Perry, I think, I said Steve Harvey, Tyler Perry.
And it's from it's from the Weekly World
racist as
News.
hell.
It has the 8th highest circulation in the whole wide world, says Triangle Assassin.
That's crazy.
Is that a baby alien newspaper?
No, he mentioned the circulation, and it made me think of So I Married an Ex-Murderer again when the mom showing the Enquirer.
Woman. What? When the mom what?
Showing the National Enquirer to him, and she's explaining how big the paper is to give it credibility. Like how many people it reaches. That makes it credible. Then all of a sudden. I got like 3 So I Married an Ex-Murderer.
I'm going to watch that movie this weekend just because of you. Sorry, Dad, we're not going out for your birthday. I need to watch So I Married
Sorry,
an
there,
Ex-Murderer.
dog.
What about whatever he goes? They run into each other the next day. He's like, I don't know if it's still that funny, but at the time I thought it was hilarious. Where he said, "So how was your date? You know, what happened?" He's like, "Oh." What did he say? A gentleman doesn't say anything, and yes, we did. Perfect. So I Married an Axe-Murderer reference. Yes, okay. So Gardner did get that. Yeah. Got it. No. I went right over my head. Nice one.
That's a good movie.
We've got
I might watch it too.
Got a conversation with Mark Rose, formerly of Spitalfield, coming up. Do we want to chat a little more? You want to throw to that? Let's get after it. Let's get Gardner and Menthol. We'll have Sam Lyons join us on the other side. Quick shout out to the great folks at St. Louis Counseling Services. Oh, Gardner. That's right. Improving lives since 1955. Counseling services for businesses, individuals, organizations. They can help you out if you're looking to employ a program for folks in your business, or you just need to speak to someone yourself. stlouiscounseling.org online, and check out the podcast Mental Health Matters. Right now, we'll throw it to musician and former Spitalfield frontman Mark Rose, one-on-one with yours truly. Mark Rose, good to have you back. Technically back. You were one of our very first guests when we first started doing evening radio, and I am sure that it felt like a favor you were probably doing to our buddy Joey. We had just gotten going, and we had nothing to our name, and you jumped on. I really appreciate that. And now you're here. I'm excited for you, man. You're in St. Louis jumping in, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Absolutely.
And you know what? It was a favor to Joey, but we had a nice conversation.
That's so kind of you to say that. Yeah, it was. So let's not give Joey too much credit.
No.
He gets a big head quick.
Yes.
But now you're here, and you've just gotten back from Europe. You've got the show in St. Louis. You're kicking off another tour.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Europe. Recently over there.
Yeah.
How was the experience playing? Were you solo, or was it the same? Were you with somebody?
Yeah, I was in Europe performing with my good friend Bob Nana, and Bob is
I knew that. Yes.
Yeah, hey Mercedes and Braid, and Bob and I went over there together, and we did what I consider to be one of the most unique tours I've been a part of, which was we were there we had 14 dates there, 13 cities, and the majority of them were private bookings with people's homes and villas and backyards, and it was all set up through this Italian promoter who found, people who owned, Braid and Spitalfield Records and said, hey, do you want to do like a private show with these guys? So
It's like a dream come true for them.
Yeah, and for us though, because
Yeah,
we've
true.
never experienced Europe that way. Like I'm
Yeah.
so used to like, the van, the bus, the rock clubs, getting in and out of town so quickly. This was like you're meeting the hosts, you're having dinner, you're performing for their friends and family, and if they also know people who are fans, they come too.
Right.
And then you stay either with them or near them. They like put you up, and then you have breakfast in the morning. And it was like, I don't know, man. Like I really have a whole new perspective on like, what it is to go tour in Europe, because I've never done anything like that.
I was gonna say you're almost not quite 20 years into touring and playing and doing shows. I can't imagine even that's never happened like that before. And then you're kind of maybe uniquely suited for that, being from Illinois, Midwest, and having the personality that you do. Not every musician's capable of that. Like if you're that booker, you have to be real careful
Yeah.
who you send out, because
Sure.
they're gonna have some odd conversations, or there
Yeah.
might be some cocaine being done in a bathroom. Like I don't know if that's best for places that you would refer to as villas.
Oh yes. Well, here's the thing. Coming from that like indie rock DIY scene, growing up playing punk shows, like playing in basements and backyards is nothing new to me. But this is totally different though,
Yeah.
because it's not just piling in a bunch of people in a loud basement with someone collecting a $3 cover. You know what I mean?
Right.
This
right.
is like people's like welcome to our home.
Yeah.
And it's like very different.
Very intimate, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and then everybody spoke English, I assume?
For the most part, there was
Yeah.
honestly, I'm very impressed that so many people in Europe speak English as their second language very, very well.
Yeah.
And then also they understand it pretty well. There was, certain parts in Germany where I felt like some of our jokes or humor when Bob and I are talking, like
Right.
wasn't really flying, like they weren't really picking up what we were putting down. But generally speaking, they understood, no pun intended on the generally speaking, but
Yeah.
you get it.
I totally do, and I think about it. I have a buddy, he actually lives up in Chicago now. His name's Nathan. You've probably ran into him before. He's friends with Joey also. He works for a German automation company.
Okay.
And just the cold looks he'll get back sometimes when he's working with these people. They're
Yeah.
so literal
Yeah.
at times that could be a little bit of an issue.
Yep. But honestly, like, what we do when I perform with Bob in this fashion, and this is also what I'm doing on this current tour with Ryan Dunson tonight in St. Louis, we alternate songs back and forth. So people kind of get to know both of us, and then we, of course, interact with each other and
Right.
kind of occasionally back each other up with some harmonies or some, guitar and stuff. And I feel like it lets people get to know both of us. And if they're there to see Bob, now they know me. If they're there to see me, now they know Bob. And some people know both of us, but I like that. I think that's a really cool way to approach being a solo singer-songwriter on the road, because, it can be challenging at times to not have the camaraderie and the volume with the full band to back you up if you're playing, at a venue that's kind of loud or a bar or something like that.
True, yeah.
So it kind of gets people's attention a little bit more.
No, that totally makes sense. In regards to touring now, I guess more stripped down, and you've been a solo artist for a little while now.
Yeah, quite a while.
Is it more, I mean, literally, like the percentages are different, but is it more rewarding also, on the other hand, to be out alone? I mean, you're striking on your own. I mean, the end goal, I guess maybe you'd have a backing band if you're back playing huge venues
Sure.
and stuff like that. But there has to be something a little bit freeing of being able to just, got my guitar, let's do this.
Yeah, well, I think what I like about it the most is having to be totally accountable to myself for my performance,
Sure.
and to really have the freedom to try things, and to really kind of read the room, because when you do have a full group, they're rehearsed a certain way with you, a certain way, and
Right.
it takes a long time to get a band to a point where they can do those things cohesively together. And I'm talking about like changing things on the fly, or I don't know, like dialing things in differently based on where you are.
Right.
So it's like I love having a backing band for what you mentioned, some of the bigger opportunities, like
Sure.
street festivals or colleges or something where there's more budget, more lights, more sound, more people. Like, yeah, definitely having a band helps. But when you play smaller venues, I mean, I'm really into just doing what I'm doing right now.
No, that's fantastic. As far as, I guess, your time in, I was trying to think about that. When you guys signed, how old were you when you signed? Was it
To
I mean,
Victory, yeah. I was 19 when I was 19. Yeah,
that's so freaky to think about now.
yeah.
And then going out on tour, I mean, is your behavior quite a bit different?
Well, I'll
now
tell you
than
what.
then?
I currently don't trust 19-year-olds. So
Right.
when I was a 19-year-old, I'm assuming people did not trust me.
Horrific. What do you think about the things that could happen? I was trying to think, what was the first major, did you guys do Warped Tour fairly quick once you were?
Not right away, but
Okay.
what it was, we started when I was sophomore in high school, so it was '98. So I mean, we had been a band for a number of years locally and
Right.
regionally before we signed our first contract with publishing and actual distribution.
Yeah.
And right out the gate, we partnered up with Fall Out Boy, and they were in the same position though. That's the thing. They also had just signed a deal and had just released an album that was their first bigger studio production. So we went out together and we did a full U.S. tour. It was 6 weeks long, and it
Was that
was
in 2002? Or was that
3,
before?
2003. Yeah.
So that is literally probably why you're sitting here right now, because of to this day, the famous Barbarino show with
Yes.
Fall Out Boy, Under Oath, and Silverstein.
Yeah, you know
and
what?
you guys?
Those are literally 3 different Barbarino shows, all
Oh.
from within 6 months.
Okay.
That's not a joke, because you're combining the memories. Because
Okay.
Barbarinos, God bless Barbarino,
Bob, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's right.
Barbarino.
That New York slice, baby.
My God.
Yeah.
But that back patio, think about the artists that have performed on that patio. It's pretty wild.
It really actually is.
And
it's-
there are folks from Farmington that still, reach out to me to say hey,
For
how
sure.
are you? And hey, we listened to some new music, or we're hoping to come see you in St. Louis. I think those are lifelong connections as far as I'm concerned.
It is, and it's a memory, especially when you catch people at a certain age, because we all have those bands, movies, whatever, that you lock in, and it's going to be real important, burned in your head
Yep.
for the rest of your life, right?
Yep.
It's wild to think of that, and that you are that for some people. So you've kept connections with people from Spitalfield days. As far as solo act, solo music, music industry is much different now.
Oh, yeah.
In regards to how artists are paid,
Sure.
what touring means. If you sign, and obviously you would correct me here, I believe if you sign a full-on deal, they start dipping into merch. I don't know. I mean, maybe you own the music. Tell me.
Yeah.
It's so bigger. The way I understood it, or I read something recently where it's they are up in your business on everything now, because there's not as much physical stuff for them to sell.
That's right.
And then the streaming thing, man, when you find out who owns Spotify and
Oh,
then how
yeah, well.
how they pay that out, I don't mean to.
No,
it's
man.
just interesting
I'll tell you what. It's
because you got big you got big when or going into when CDs reached peak $22 at Best Buy, or when it got ridiculous with CDs, where
Yeah.
they just got super crazy.
You're right.
To now streaming and everything else.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much what you said. The landscape of the industry has changed so dramatically that the record sale is dead, and because of that, record labels have to figure out how to stay not only relevant, because everyone can self-distribute to the biggest
Right.
platforms on the planet.
Yeah,
right?
you get a booking agent and then you just do it
Well,
all yourself, right? Yeah.
So their version of doing that is figuring out ways, and it's this term was something that did start to get popular in the late 2000s, but now it means more than ever, and it's called 360 deal, and that
Yeah.
describes it is all encompassing. It involves your touring, your merchandising, your licensing, your everything. But
Is that still the goal?
well, I think you have to be a certain type of artist for that to even be attractive
Pop,
to a label.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
and
and when I say pop, I'm not even talking like you play pop music,
Right,
but
pop,
not.
yeah.
I mean, we're talking like
top 40, like
yeah.
And I mean I get it. What's funny though is that a lot of people who you know, when they think about like big labels and big artists and you know all this money and all this, you know, the reality is that there's full scale teams behind these artists, and we're talking about people's livelihoods being on the line, their, you know, their jobs, their salaries, whatever. So what happens is these bigger labels take less risks than they used to.
Correct.
And now they're looking for proven, you know, fame and proven commodities and things they know they can
Proven
develop.
algorithms that they just throw the body
Yeah,
into,
well,
right?
I mean, for better or for worse, they figured out like this is what they need, right?
Yeah.
And I think that like what I miss was the idea that like an up and coming A&R agent could see a band and really be like, I have a vision for this band. I really think we should sign them, and here's why. And really work with a band to like develop them and get them out on those smaller tours and get them into the studio and develop their sound and watch them. Nowadays, it's more like, whoa, this thing is popping off independently on YouTube or on Spotify. We got to get in there.
Let's reel it in.
Yeah, and you know, again, for better or for worse, there's more music than ever because it's free, you know, and
Right, and there is that thing too, and maybe, again, too, I couldn't tell you anything about maybe some, but I don't feel like I know anything of what's the version of your scene now. I don't even know how to say it anymore. The alternative press days or like
Right,
the
yeah.
Warped Tour day, like I don't know, because of my age or whatever, but I pay attention because I've seen all these Americana / I guess you call Sturgill Simpson and Jason Isbell and Brandy Carlisle country even, but I watch them kind of rise up, and they're doing the screw Nashville thing, and they've risen to certain levels. Maybe that's a genre rising up. Maybe there's just
Yeah.
a crop of 5 or 6 people that are just crushing it, and I happen to notice it. You
Right.
know what I mean? Where it's just
Yeah.
like, wow, it's the Twitter thing where you're like, did you see all this crazy stuff on Twitter? And then the two guys next to you are like, I know what's happening. There's like a whole world happening that
Yeah.
you don't even that you're focused on. But
Yeah.
I wonder if that's genre specific.
It
or,
is to a certain extent. I think that you know, the scene and the genre that, you know, that my band was, you know, the cloth we were cut from. What's happening now is that next wave of bands does exist, and those bands are the ones that kind of loved and were influenced by the era that I was a part of, whereas we had been influenced by the stuff just before that, and that's how it works in music, of course.
Sure.
But our genre and our industry within that genre is so specific to like particular promoters and markets and eras where when I think what happened was as things shifted digital and as people that were DIY promoters and record labels started to grow out of those roles, there wasn't anybody to take that torch because they didn't understand it the way those people had.
Good
So
point.
it was slightly more old school a long time ago, of course, and then it was like less and less old school as it went for how stuff was being booked and how stuff was being promoted. So it took some time. I think it had to die.
Right.
And then somebody, you know, kind of picked it back up and was like, you know, there's a whole bunch of new bands that love this sound that are ready for this, and they're doing it again, but you and I just don't really have our ear to the ground on who they are exactly.
Right.
There's a lot of the names that I've picked up, and it's like cool, but I mean, it's not meant for me. It's not
Correct.
to say that I wouldn't enjoy it. If it's good, it's good. Like
Yeah.
I feel that way about any genre. You know?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, you could say that about stuff I never listened to, period. It's just, it's interesting just from a personal standpoint,
Yeah.
right? To
Yeah.
just kind of pay attention to that, know it, not know it, however you want to look at it. I'm trying to think of a few things that were happening from that era that would maybe be surprising now. Is there anybody from that era that you just never thought, or that not even negative way, that you're just dumbfounded at their long-term success, or the fact that even on the other side, is there a band or an artist that you thought, well, these guys are going to be around for 20 years? Maybe both. I mean, both of them. I don't know.
Well, I'll answer the first question,
Yeah.
and that is, I'm very floored and very happy for Brendan with Panic at the Disco, because I thought, well, I've always thought I always thought that Brendan Urie was very talented, and I thought that the guys in his band were talented, and I knew some of those folks, but when that wave kind of initially ended and it kind of went away, I kind of thought that was the end of that, and instead it came back not only roaring, but it's huge.
Yeah.
And now it's a full-on theatrical like arena show. And and
I
that
think I saw that. I was like, wait, who?
that's right, yeah,
Yeah.
but like, Brendan's like getting suspended in the air, and he's
Yeah.
like, playing piano, and it's stadiums with lighters up and stuff. And the thing is, he is worth every penny of what people are paying for him because he is a star. Like,
Sure.
he is. And the other guys in his bands were they were very talented too. But if you had asked me in like
Yeah.
2000. 6, 7, or 8, is Panic around forever? Number one, I probably would have thought no. I thought it just would have run its course like a lot of
Everything.
popular bands from that era. But not only are they back, they're bigger than ever, and it's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him / them, but like it's wild.
No, it it definitely has to be. Where do you want to take, say it's 5 years, 10 years,
Yeah.
2 years? Where do you want to take your career?
Yeah. Well, what I really want to do now that I'm like, in my mid-30s, I'm thinking singing, like singer-songwriter is what I call myself.
Yeah.
I want to write the best songs I've ever written. You know what I mean? Like that's what I
Absolutely.
want to do. And I want to figure out, one, for me, my path towards continuing to have those opportunities, like to release music under my own name, to still perform on stage because I still love it. But I want to do that in tandem with also writing and working for other artists that I find to be very, very, talented or intriguing. Like I want to have a voice that isn't mine, a beautiful voice that I would love to hear them do something I write,
Yeah,
So I want
absolutely.
that. I want that for myself too. And I also plan to this coming year release some new music under under a moniker, under a band name that is going to sound different than what my solo stuff is. And the reason I want to do that is because I haven't started a band since Spitalfield broke up. I've had some fun side things
Yeah.
here and there, but I've never started a band, and I'm probably still not going to. But by doing something that is collaborative with someone else, and I feel like that's part of me that I really want to explore again. And I know that because my name is directly tied to my band and to my history, I want to embrace that. I want to embrace the combination of nostalgia meets still creating music,
Sure.
meets making new fans that learn about my history, and then having people from my past reemerge to hear what I do now. I need to embrace that and learn to love that.
That's awesome.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
It's a good place to be, though. I mean,
Yeah,
the
it's
fact that you
tricky.
can even kind of look, you can look on at that and be like, okay, this goes here, this goes here.
Yeah.
While you're still also doing that, man, I want to have you play a song. I got some just like random stuff, touring from the beginning to now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to name them. I always think of this one time. Obviously, we're in St. Louis. Story of the year had a story like they kind of got stomped by the Disturbed or their crew. Did you ever have anyone? And then I had somebody else tell me that another huge band that their singer's since passed away did some really messed up stuff to him. Did you ever have anybody big brother you like extremely on the road? And again, I felt like the Jimmy Worlds of the world and stuff were the guys you guys would look up to and maybe cross paths with. Maybe your genre didn't make for that, but did you ever play any kind of festivals with like a new metal band that was not the best, or did anybody just big time you that you still think about today?
I feel like I'm chock full of like hilarious tour stories and like moments and stuff like that. I don't really think of it so much as there being a particular band that kind of, full on, took advantage of us or made us to feel like
Sure.
like that we didn't belong there. I didn't really have that so much. There's definitely tours that just take time to either develop, like where everyone's kind of ice cold to each other for a while, and you hope that it warms up. But like it.
And looking back now, you think like we were idiot kids also,
right,
whereas
yeah.
like if you were adults, you'd be much more pleasant to each other maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so I want to give one example of a very specific thing that crushed me, and that is
Let's put you in a good mood before your show.
that's
yeah.
right. No, there's a band that I love that they're called Cave-In. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Cave-In, fantastic, and I loved them when I was really young, and then they put out a whole bunch of different records and they had different sounds and eras, and Cave-In had released like their major label debut, like this is in 2004, I believe, or maybe it came out in 03 and they were touring in 04. And Spitalfield got to open a couple shows for Cave-In, one of which was in Chicago at the Metro, historic
Yeah,
venue. And
big deal.
We're very excited. We love the Metro. We loved playing there previously. Now we get to open for Cave-In, who we love. So here's what happened. I'm very excited about this show, and within my touring days with Spitalfield, I did a lot of like the business stuff for the band. So I was in the merchandise area, and they had this awesome zip-up hoodie, this Cave-In zip-up, and I was so excited about opening this show. Now at this time, Spitalfield did have out our album on Victory. We were touring. We did have a lot of people coming to see us that night. We were a very solid support act for this bill.
Yeah.
And their merchandise person, setting up, their stuff, and we're set up next to them. And I was like, hey, like, I really want to buy one of those zip-up hoodies from you in case you run out of them. And the person's like, sure. And I'm like, cool. And I was like, certainly not expecting some kind of like trade or discount because number one, Cave-In doesn't know us, and number two, this merch person certainly doesn't know us.
Sure.
So we're not on that friendly level.
Yeah.
And I want to support them. So I was like, right on. So I paid for this hoodie, whatever it was in 2004, $30 or something.
Sure.
And I love that hoodie. And the next night, I was confronted where this merchandise person said, "Hey, we did our count in for our merchandise from last night, and we are one zip up short. Did somebody from your band take a hoodie?" And I was like, "I bought one from you." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And-
I'm wearing it now.
Well, yeah, I wasn't at that exact moment, but I was like, no, like,
No.
number one, now I feel like bad because I'm like, wait a minute, are you like, are you thinking truly that somebody from the support act like lifted
So
one? Not to
devastating.
mention I had bought it and I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And I wore that zip up in our next press photo. Like I still wore it.
Right.
Because I still love Cave-In.
Of course.
And this didn't reflect upon Cave-In.
No.
And it doesn't even really reflect upon that person as much as it like crushed me that I got accused of it, and that also that person didn't remember that I was just working with them,
Yeah.
and I bought it with my own money. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, and again too, just to be in a vulnerable spot where you're kind of feeling like you made it, and then just knocks back down with one hoodie thief.
Great word
accusation.
with saying vulnerable though, because I think that is truly the emotion of when you get to open for a band you look up to, because number one, you don't know if they're watching you play. Number two, if they are, what are they thinking?
Right.
And if you love that band and if that band means something to you, you are in your own head about like, they probably hate us, or
Right.
or
Yeah.
or you see them like watching you for a minute and walk away, and you're like, they're walking away, but it's like that's just
Has
anything could have
nothing
been,
to do with you.
yeah, anything could have been happening.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're just one more stop on a tour that's probably been going on for 3 years.
That's
or
right,
something,
that's
right.
right.
It's crazy how that affects you. Do you have time to do a song?
Sure. I'd love to do
Let's
one.
grab it. Grab
Let's
your
do it.
guitar. We'll do it, man. This is awesome.
All right, let's go. Because we are talking about, that kind of that trajectory and that that like career arc, I'm going to do an old Spitalfield song because I'm playing a handful of them on this tour.
That's really exciting, man. Again, it's been a weird thing because got to meet you on the way up, saw the rise, and then you're now solo, and we're both in our mid-30s. Special, man. So thank you for coming in, dude. I appreciate it.
Hey, you got it. Thanks for having me back, and this time in person.
Hello.
How
Very
about
good point.
Here we go. This song is called Those Days You Felt Alive. And now go, take a walk inside your head so that I can see your thoughts. I'll try not to hold back what I'm thinking when you smile for your blue skies, for those times you felt alive. Breathe in and softly release it. I won't let you go. Oh, oh. I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you go and change it. You go and change it. I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you go and change it. You go and change it. Go and your hands. I'll break before I walk. Tonight we broke our plans to play games with our hearts for your blue skies, for those times you felt alive. Breathe in and softly release it. I won't let you go. Oh, oh. I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you go and change it. You go and change it. I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you go and change it. You go and change it. Go and change it. Go and change it. Dun 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 na na na. 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 I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you. I think I know, but you won't tell me. I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you go and change it. You go and change it. I think I know, but you won't tell me. Got this figured out, and then you go and change it. You go and change it.
I didn't want to. I had to keep my mouth shut from singing along, and then the mic's picking it up. So I almost hit the. Then you.
You should have.
Yeah, maybe next time
We
we'll
could
have
have
to-
rehearsed it.
We could have worked on that a little more. Mark, thank you so much,
Hey,
man.
you're welcome.
What
Thank
a
you.
treat! And again, see the tour. I don't know how much we're heard outside of the area, but again, check out Mark. What's the best way to find any upcoming dates?
Yeah.
Website, and
I
Twitter, and all
really,
that.
I think at this point, it's Facebook's the best. I mean, just
Yeah.
go to Mark Rose Music on Facebook.
Perfect.
Yeah, Twitter and Instagram is Mr. Mark D Rose, and yeah, I mean, I'm always posting, so everything's there.
Love it, man. Keep up the great work. I really
Thanks, Chris.
appreciate it.
We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live.
Welcome back to the show. It's We Are Live. Thanks for tuning in and checking out that conversation I had with Mark Rose, formerly of Spitalfield. Right now, Sam Lyons joins in studio.
Oh, hey. That's,
Monster Sam, what's up, dude?
that's not do that again.
Trying to coin a nickname for
Trying to get the
yourself?
brand-
Drinking
yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah.
Monster
Okay.
name. Have you seen
Did
the,
you ride your three-wheeler here?
I
Like, how does
did.
that
I
work?
did. I
Okay.
did. I was. You borrowed it last week, so I had to go by and pick it up from
Thanks,
you first.
man.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the video, the Monster Energy video of the woman at this convention explaining how
It's
Monster
it's the devil.
It's the devil.
The M makes the three signs and
Right.
the Hebrew 6, and so it's the sign of "Come take me away, Satan." If it means I get an ice cold monster every day, I open my
sense.
body to the Dark Lord. I
What,
guess
what
is
a,
what I-
what
How
a
that
day.
works. Yeah,
What a day.
Certainly is. Sam's here. We'll play some recasting call.
Yeah.
Also, while we're at it, big thanks to Gaslight and Jay Smuggs Gastro Pit for hosting us last night. Very funny night. Yale Hollander initially put that together with Wendy Starling coming in from New York. Yale
How
was on the
delightful
bill.
was she?
She was very funny. Ron Finger, happy birthday, Ron. It was his birthday. Performing on your birthday. Thoughts?
If stage time is stage time.
Built-in
Get-
laughs,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
People are going to be
Get-
a little nicer, right?
Get your mom out there, get a couple drinks. She'll love it. Yeah.
That's right.
That's my baby.
I pushed him out of my uterus 30 years. I don't know.
Oh man.
Is that
JC,
how- I don't know
you
how it
get
works.
spot. Angela Smith delighted you. You had a great time.
I love Angela
Just you,
Smith. I'm
not
just-
everybody.
I'm a huge fan of Angela Smith.
We are.
I
No,
love
thanks to
Angela.
everybody. We had Full House again last night on about a day's notice. So
Excellent.
thank you, and we'll work on those comedy
And
announcements.
shut the hell up at the bar.
There were 4 people that were not our people. That
Shut up.
they were kind of making my nose twitch in my mouth, make me lick my teeth.
Here's my
Did
thing.
you do
I
one of
think-
these too?
Yeah, he did. He did. There
Just-
was a
Just
couple of
because
those.
they were to that point where it was like, I did the. Here's my move. And Sam, you've been to a million shows. I think at Southtown it was a year plus of shows. This works, and I physically removed no one from that series ever. Talk to people, but either way, this is what I do.
Oh, yeah.
If you do that, so if you're listening at home, I make kind of a dumb, stupid face, and I take it down. Then you point to the stage. It's okay. You have fun. Drink your drinks. Have fun. Just hey, and it works. And I pulled that a few times, and then nothing. Travis and his friend are getting pissed. They were enjoying the show.
Well, not only was I enjoying the show, but we had an amazing comedian come all the way down from my hometown of New York.
Shut
And,
up. Thank you, Jesus Christ. You still carry your subway pass in your wallet? What the fuck? How are you, motherfucker? You motherfucker.
I'm glad you asked.
I am not glad
I am
he
very
asked.
happy that you asked, Sam. I do walk around with my Metro card, which you can get when you go to New York.
That looks like a Yoo-Hoo punch card. What are you doing?
That sounds delightful.
That does sound very
I wish I
good.
had
love
that.
you.
We have a new
Yeah.
business idea. But no, you have somebody that travels, and you look. As a comedian, it's hard enough to get in front of a room. It's another thing when you've been on the road, you bring out your friends. You at least want 15, 20 minutes of just, it doesn't have to be complete silence, but can you please not have your conversation overtake the
whisper.
set? That's all, a light whisper. And I don't understand why human beings can't just, again, for 15, 20 minutes, shut the fuck up. I don't know why that's so difficult for this country sometimes. Everybody just needs to sit down and shut the fuck up some days.
It's a different-
Your conversation at the bar, I don't need to hear it across the room.
I'm gonna play this back the next time I'm at the Esquire in the middle of a movie.
Damn, that's well played.
Yeah.
Can't even be mad about that one. That
That's
was
not bad. But no, that's the only thing. And I think,
Yeah, you really
Son of a bitch.
painted yourself into a corner there.
Every
Charlie.
time you mention the Esquire, I think of my lawyer, who's white, going to see Blue Streak there on opening
Jesus
night,
Christ.
and the story that ensued.
He asked for it. He asked for
You
it.
did that. You go to opening night on anything, but you go to
Because-
opening night, Blue Streak, and the Esquire.
Can you imagine the
Because
outfits?
You're
The
literally
outfits?
walking into a black family reunion. You can't be mad at anything.
The movie went out partway through, like 30
Oh,
minutes
no.
through.
Oh,
and it wasn't, and the guy behind him jokingly was having fun with him and just started, kill Whitey! And he's like, oh, you're cool, man. He's like, I'm like, where do you get out of here?
See, now that joke works only if there's a one white guy and a bunch of black people. If that joke is flipped and there's a
Yeah.
bunch of white guys and one black person, it's surprisingly not as funny.
FBI's getting called for sure. FBI's getting called.
I definitely saw the Heath Ledger Joker Batman their opening weekend. I was in town visiting or something.
Oh, God.
That's how you know that movie was impactful. Not a word spoken.
Shut up.
And I was in the minority. I was in the
I
minority.
saw Get Out opening weekend at the Moolah. Not a silent crowd at all. Not a silent crowd
No, they have opinions and thoughts and like.
at all. That the applause break when his TSA buddy shows up at the end.
Oh man.
I will tell
Yeah.
you that moment in that movie. I went to
Great
and
moment in the movie.
It was that was ultimate like white guilt reaction.
Oh,
because
yeah.
when it looks like Allison Williams' character was going to win in the end, you can even hear white people go, shoot, they got a oh boy. They even knew it was like, oh, here comes the law, here comes the white woman, she's on the ground. This isn't good for Tyrone. Is that
Well,
his name in the movie? I wasn't paying attention.
Might as well be. You know, there's an alternate ending to the movie where it is actually a cop
Yes.
that shows up, and the final scene is Rel talking to him through like in like a visitation room in
Yeah.
prison. Because now he's in prison. So
Jordan-
did I bring it all the way down or just part? I was trying to bring it
No,
all.
no.
Fuck.
Jordan Peele actually said that. He said
Yeah.
they did it in a screening and it brought the entire room down. So yes,
What's
I can.
the movie John Krasinski where it's all quiet?
Quiet
Quiet
Place.
Place.
Quiet Place. Okay, yeah, I said the word.
There you
there.
go.
I got different.
Were you just telling us to shut up?
I'd like
I
to
don't-
see Quiet Place at the Esquire.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that'll be
All
it.
Man.
Bitch, talk. They don't know what you said, bitch. Why don't you talk? I don't know why this
Can
hoe
you
ain't saying
imagine?
nothing.
Can you imagine the
Tell
tension?
Jim Halpert to knock it off.
But here's the funny thing about
Imagine the
that.
tension in that theater.
And not only that, here's the funny thing. So I've been reading up that they're going to obviously do a sequel, and there's a couple of black actors they're currently casting, and I'm like, you ain't putting black people in a Quiet Place sequel. That ain't gonna work. I that's probably the only end of the world movie where I understand why blacks didn't make it, because we got shit to say, and we Chris, I don't know if you knew this, we can be loud sometimes.
We've been known a time or two to project our words.
To amplify our voice.
Yes.
Why are you yelling? I'm not yelling.
I'm not trying
This is how I talk. This is my church voice. What do you want? This is how the Reverend talks. This is how I'm going to talk. Is football still fun?
Here's a question, but we did have that situation last night, and none of the comedians commented on it, and I didn't anticipate them doing so, but how do you handle a situation like that when there is, and it is a bar, so no one's.
So it's on me. It's on me.
No,
to
it's
take
not
care
on
of-
anybody. No,
it is.
here's why it's not on you.
Because-
Because you're a fucking adult.
No.
You know when your voice is projecting. Like right now,
Yeah.
I know right now everyone on the third
Bunch
floor
of Conor
of this
McGregors
building
in
can
that
hear
bar
me.
last night. Bunch of amateurs.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's what it comes back to. I'm fine with. I just think there should be
It should be a common courtesy. Like, oh, yeah, we're at this bar drinking. Oh, there's clearly like a performance going
Yes.
on. Hey, let's keep it down or let's get the fuck. It's a different crowd on the hill,
There was
man. I don't
one
know
guy-
what's going
Yeah,
on.
it is.
That's what. Were they
gotta-
on their way to bocce balls? Is
I
that
don't
what was
know, but
going on?
there were people who had
hill.
stumbled. They looked like just people who had just stumbled into
There
a
were some
bar.
random people.
They were
and
just
then-
random. They weren't even
so-
hill people.
So
Yeah.
you gotta say 96% of the people there were awesome.
Yes,
so it was
they
great.
were.
Sure,
So there's
Hill
that.
people.
Yeah. No, but
that
there-
probably.
It's like a bridge.
Yeah,
Bridge folk.
bridge folk and hill people. My apologies.
yeah, that's how it works. Real quick, gateway powder coating, huh? What?
What
gateway
about it?
powder coating. What about them?
Well, you
Number
tell you
one
what,
resource
Chris,
for
they
powder
are.
coating
They
in the
are.
Midwest.
They're fast, durable, and affordable.
Oh,
I'll tell
wow.
you what.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what the ladies say about me. So I'm
I don't
always
think
down
so.
for it. Okay.
Gateway powder coating. Trav, you have some rims that need touched up?
Man, I got
It's
other
not a-
items I own besides rims, but yes, I do need them
Okay,
touched
great.
up.
You got a smoker, barbecue pit, anything that needs
What'd you
touched
call
up.
I'm about to say, that's they naming all black shit right now.
No, these are metal things. You can
Got
powder
to get
coat.
ready for the family reunion in Forest Park.
And it's coming up.
Do you have a gold chain that needs touched up? Do you have? Oh, no.
Say
is
don't
it-
laugh at this.
Okay.
Let's not laugh at
Again,
Can I
Sam,
laugh?
Partner, you can.
Okay.
even if you need high
Let's
temperature,
just-
Sam, let's
ceramic
just stare
coating.
at Chris as he reads the rest of his
Check
life.
out the gallery page on the website. Gateway Powder Coating, again, #1 custom powder coating resource in the St. Louis area. Can handle just about any size parts in their curing oven. Powder coating is more affordable and lasts longer than paint. Let your imagination run wild. If it's metal, they'll coat it. That's right. Gateway Powder Coating here to bring your metal back to life from industrial to custom. Drop them a line, gatewaypowdercoat.com. Say hello to Mark and the fellas. We've got recasting call.
Gateway powder coating, yeah.
We've also got Make It Racist. Gardner, what path shall we take?
Let's start with recasting call.
Okay, hit the open.
It's time to recast the call.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Man.
Oh,
what-
wow.
All right, I need a minute here. Because Garner texted me yesterday, said, hey, we're going to do National Treasure. I said, dope. And then I said, I haven't seen National Treasure in like 10 years. Let me watch it again. What a movie.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
What?
It's fun.
It's a
It
good
is fun.
movie. It's a fun movie.
It's not complicated. It's fun.
It made a lot, like when you're a kid, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, yeah, he's got to steal the Declaration of Independence in order to save it. But as an adult, he says he's going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Why? It's not like if we lose the Declaration of Independence, England doesn't own us again.
That's a good point.
Like, is it
I
really
don't
worth
know. You
pursuing?
need to check the paperwork on that.
It is a real. Nicolas Cage is the greatest enigma, I think, in entertainment history.
Have you read the Q&A with him recently?
I have. I saw what and I forget that Coppola is his uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the guy who directed National Treasure, Book of Secrets, so that's the second one.
Yes.
John, is it Turtle?
Yeah,
Tub?
Turtle Top.
They went to high school together.
That's dope.
Him and Nick Cage.
Nick Cage, but Nick Cage's career, I think Nick Cage's career is going to be a movie. Because Nick Cage has had the most, I don't know if there's any
He can't be
actor-
touched. Like,
He cannot. Even when Nick Cage is in debt, he's
he's
still
gone
Nick.
bankrupt.
He's still, and now because he's
He's
in debt.
got a plot, and I think it's St. Louis Cemetery in New Orleans.
Yeah, he does.
With an obelisk or something or a pyramid for him when he dies. That's where
serious?
he's gonna be. Yes, it's already built. It's already there.
Nick Cage needs,
It's like from National Treasure.
a part of me, I think
He's
Nick.
been searching for the Holy Grail. It said in that
He's-
Q&A.
I know Nick Cage is doing a lot of these movies because he does owe the IRS a ton of money, but I think he would be wise to start doing television now. I would love to see a show just centered around. It doesn't even have to be a plot. It can be like a dramatic version of Seinfeld, but in using Nicolas Cage. It's a show about
Okay.
nothing surrounded about surrounded about Nicolas
So
Cage.
you could write it.
Seinfeld,
Could,
you say?
could you do a National Treasure television show?
Yeah, absolutely, you could.
No doubt.
They
Make it
did
a
an
children's
They did an
show.
Atlantis show. They could absolutely do a National Treasure show.
I
Now,
think maybe that's the play.
here's the thing. The great thing about National Treasure, because you have been wanting.
Let me play this open again. real
Okay.
quick.
Oh,
I just want to
he
play
was
this.
very excited about showing this over.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
Imagine being the screenwriter writing that line. Like, that's the line. Like, you're the
They
screen.
kind of chuckle to themselves.
They
as
had
write
to,
it,
like-
yeah.
But then they call back to it kind of in the second one when he
Hey,
goes,
remember when I stole the Declaration of
he
Independence?
goes, I'm gonna kidnap the president of the United States. And so it's kind of a callback to that. It's part so you have that line and every other when the third one comes out, which is going to get fucking made.
It is.
It's still listed as in production on IMDb.
And not only that, I think now with the rollout of Disney Plus, which is set to debut in November, there is talk that it could end up on that platform. So we're likely to get a National Treasure 3 in
Oh, boy.
one way, shape, or form.
It's fantastic.
And that's great because I want more Nick Cage. So
Starring
Nick Cage,
Kevin Hart.
Shut up. Actually, no. Actually, I'll allow that. I would
I'm
watch
not gonna
that.
lie. I've seen. There have been some quirky mashups with Kevin Hart and the Will Ferrells and Kevin
How
Hart
are
and The
any of
Rock,
those
but
movies?
Kevin Hart and Nick Cage may be the movie we need.
That's
Nate,
the Tim
dessert.
McGraw and Nelly of movies.
Oh, wow.
Kevin Hart and Nick Cage.
Over and over again. They could just make that song. A
I
movie.
like this. Get Monique in that movie.
There, Monique. There we
Get
go.
Monique, Kevin Hart, Nick
Lunel,
Cage.
our guest at 10:30 today.
Yeah.
Oh, man, can you imagine Lunel doing a
Lunel's
scene
coming
with
in?
Nick Cage? Right.
She was hanging out with Eddie Murphy a month ago. Now us.
Oh boy.
Very exciting.
So we're gonna recast National Treasure
All right.
with brand
Now,
mascots.
will you turn your camera off so people don't see you furiously masturbating while they're doing this?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
I was gonna ask if he could just turn off our cameras and just make his the main
Okay.
screen. Give the people what they want.
Just
The
watch
day
me.
later birthday boy, Ron Finger. This is the Tommy is Black Now episode.
I like
and
it.
then Ron says Paul Blart steals the Magna Carta.
Millennials ruin Nick Cage. There you go, Ron. That
There
one was
it
for
is.
you.
So what do we got for recast?
So today, for the recasting call, in place of the current cast of National Treasure, they will be replaced by brand mascots. We're talking about, Pillsbury Doughboy. We're talking about Tony the Tiger. We're talking about those likes are going to replace the cast of National Treasure. So where do we want to start first, Mr. Gardner?
Why don't we start with the father, John Voight?
John Voight plays
Patrick Gates.
Patrick Gates, the great Patrick Gates. What brand ambassador would play a good John Voight?
Man, John Voight is a brand in and of
He is.
himself.
He's a brand ambassador himself.
So Patrick Gates he's bitter. He's
Yes.
had a rough life. He grew up in this enchantment of this long history of his family being in the Masons
Right.
and the Templar. And
You're taking this
then
really serious.
I take National Treasure very fucking serious. I had the
That's why
computer
you're.
game.
That's why your Gardner's ace in the hole.
There we go, baby.
That's right.
God bless.
But he's disenchanted by it now.
Right.
He's on the dark side. Shit, I thought that was gonna lead somewhere. I was trying to buy for time.
That's fine. I can help if you
Go
want.
ahead.
I'll jump in. I'd say that Mr. Gates should be played by none other than Colonel Sanders.
I'm sorry.
That's perfect.
Colonel Sanders.
That's exactly where I was going. I
Yes,
didn't even
Col-
realize
Yeah,
it.
Colonel Sanders is who I think should play Patrick Gates. He's just a curmudgeon. He's old school. He's used to doing things a certain way.
Nothing so much wrong with him.
No, there's nothing necessarily wrong with him, but he's just an old school. Could he be racist? Probably. But he's so nice and sweet.
You're
old
just
man.
thinking of John Voight.
Yeah, maybe I'm confusing it
Who's
too.
a Trump
But
guy.
I don't think Colonel Sanders is a racist.
Now,
but it's
here's-
probably that he was.
Is John Voight a Trump? God damn it.
Oh, huge Trump.
Oh,
huge.
yeah. Breaks my heart.
He just
Makes
released a
videos
video.
for
Literally
him.
released a video and was like,
OJ's
praise. It's like, no, it's actually like good production video. Like he had a camera crew come into his like office, and he's like,
Jesus.
God bless President Trump, saying he is our leader and we must follow. And so yeah, he does that whole thing now. So that's why I go Colonel Sanders.
Colonel Sanders.
Here's the thing. I kind of see where you're going. I'm gonna have to find someone else because what I was gonna do was take one character from National Treasure Book of Secrets, the second.
Oh,
one to
I know
do
what
it.
you're gonna do.
And it's Ed Harris.
Oh
And-
yes, he is the bad guy.
Yeah, he is Mitch Wilkinson. So that one has kind of the plot of he's basically
The family's
trying to
responsible for basically conspirators in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln.
Right, and Mitch Wilkinson's from the South and has that kind of accent. So I was thinking Colonel Sanders for him.
Okay.
So but I understand what you're doing right now. So maybe I'll have to dwell on that. But I
Okay.
would definitely put Colonel Sanders for Mitch Wilkinson in that National
Okay,
Treasure
that's
book
fair.
of
I
secrets.
completely understand.
Our boy Birch in the comments wants the Noid to be the villain.
The Noid, so that would be Sean Bean as Ian Howe. Sean Bean, foreign, British. So I was thinking Mario.
What's the Noid?
Oh, Sam.
Okay, I was just pretend to
Oh,
know.
the
Sure.
Noid. The
Thank
Noid
you.
actually was the mascot for Pizza Hut back in the early 90s.
Nope.
No.
Was it not Pizza? Or Domino's. Sorry, Domino's. I get the brands
It
confused.
was
Avoid
this.
the
It was
Noid.
this. Yeah, it was this stupid, annoying little character. They spoofed it on Family Guy, I think. Where they
I'll show
killed-
you. It was incredibly popular. It was just.
Well, and it was largely considered like a really bad marketing move because it associated with an annoying character with their brand. But whatever.
Probably a
like,
better marketing move when that delivery driver killed that guy trying to get
generally
30 minutes or less.
Probably, yeah. That.
Not
yeah.
great.
People don't forget Domino's. Garlic crust ain't gonna change shit.
That was the Noid.
Oh God, I remember that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
He
that's
could be the villain. Like I said, with Sean Bean being foreign, I was going with Mario.
You got Mario for Sean Bean.
Man, I
Ian
forgot that.
Howe,
I forgot that was Sean Bean.
Sean Bean, and that's a movie that Sean Bean does not die in.
These are good.
What about
casts.
Hamburglar?
For Sean Bean, I like that.
I like
That's
that.
Black
I like that
Sheep.
a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
Tom Brown, Colonel Sanders was the guy Papa John was quoting in the N-word meeting.
Yeah.
Tough break, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Wow.
Is Papa John? Would he have been considered a brand like the way he? I guess
Kind of became one, right? Became the face of something.
Yeah, he did.
Ooh.
I'm going. Sean Bean is because he's kind of like he's intense. He's corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
He isn't an evil guy, but
Is
he
that the one
definitely.
movie he didn't get killed in?
Yeah, that's like I think one of the only two
Yeah.
or three that he did not get killed in.
He dies well. What can you say?
Yeah.
He does. I am going to go Captain Morgan. I want to go Captain Morgan for Sean Bean's
All
character.
right.
Yeah, Captain Morgan.
Okay.
Captain Morgan. We're going to be completely honest with you. Captain Morgan's kind of an asshole.
Captain Morgan is.
He's the guy
100%.
Gardner was talking about yesterday in the bar. Look, we're here trying to have a drink. I don't need you to put your damn leg up and like show off your nuts to the entire bar.
Are you wearing
Sit your-
shorts?
Right.
Without underwear?
Why the hell you got that stupid ass hat on, man? Sit your drunk
Why are you
ass down
free
and
balling?
drink. Thank
It's
you.
August.
Right.
Put your yam sack away,
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you. Rip off Captain Hook. You can't even fight,
Oh
bitch.
man! Oh my gosh!
Sean Bean, you're Captain Morgan.
That was good.
It sounded important.
It did. It did. All right. So who's our next character?
Why don't we go with Riley Poole, played by Justin Bartha?
Justin Bartha,
Who's
who, by the
the
way,
writer kind of pal.
Man, shout out Justin Bartha. Anytime you can see him on screen.
Justin Bartha has he literally been
He's been in huge movies.
huge
and no one
movies
knows who
and
he
no
is.
one knows who he is. He's
That's
like
a good- that's good.
I think he's also he probably may be the highest grossing actor that no one knows.
Yep, I'll take that.
Like his box office.
His box office numbers are
huge.
ridiculous. You take the both National Treasures, you take Hangovers.
series.
the series. So yeah, you're talking about Justin Bartha and The
Don't
Rock
forget-
probably have grossed the same amount of money.
Don't forget White Girl. Anybody see White Girl with Justin Bartha, where he
No.
plays a cokehead magazine editor?
No.
Who semi coerces a young college girl into various acts. Go watch White Girl on Netflix. It's like 3 hours long. It gets very dark. But
Oh, my
it-
kinda
but,
party.
but it's a
Selling
fair
it
it's a
well.
fair
Okay,
amount
yeah.
of Justin Bartha. Like he actually
That's
has
a fair amount of
He
Ju-
actually gets
he's got
act.
lines. He actually has dialogue. They had to block scenes for this one.
and he seems like an incredibly nice guy.
You know who I'm taking for Riley? Riley's like there. He's a part of the team, but he kind of just talks, never really says anything. It's kind of like just his voice is there to be heard.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going with the talking cars from Chevron. If we remember. all three of them are Justin Bartha.
That's
Specific.
good.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you got, Chris?
Oh, wow. I'm thinking the Lucky Charms guy. He's just a little guy kind of bouncing around. He's been around for a while.
That's good.
He sells a lot of cereal, but, no one's really, like the Trix Rabbit and Tony the Tiger are the stars. Like, he's not, like, he's there, but no one's dressing up like him for Halloween.
Okay,
Right?
all right.
Yeah,
So you got the Lucky Charms guy?
sure.
That's a good one. I was going to go with that one. And
Look-
who'd you end up with, Sam?
What?
Who'd you end up with?
He was in Geely.
The Chevron.
The Chevron.
But
I was going Ronald McDonald with him.
Okay,
just
that's
because he's
good.
kind of clownish in it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. I'm
Tries
gonna
to
go.
crack some jokes from
I'm
time
gonna
to
go.
time.
I'm gonna go Chuck E. Cheese. Because only because
Careful.
here's
is
why.
this
I
our
say
most contested recasting call?
I
Wow.
think
This
so.
is getting serious.
Well, here's why I say Chuck E. Cheese. Mainly because
Embrace debate.
like because Chuck E. Cheese is a popular company, but we don't know much about Chuck E. Cheese. Like, when was the last time? Like, what do you know about Chuck E. Cheese
Shit.
the mouse?
What are you looking for, a
What do we
biopic?
know about? No, I'm just saying we don't know his backstory. You
Well,
know how
remember
all
he-
these characters usually
I
have
heard
a
you
little
say
bit of.
biopic, by the way. I heard you.
Yeah. Did you see? I mean, you think about it. He took over.
Yeah, he took over Showbiz.
He's like, I'm gonna
Yes.
call it my place. now."
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the Rick Ross of brand mascots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
but
he
I'm
just
just saying, like-
assumed another identity.
And yes. We don't know much about Chuck E. Cheese. We haven't seen a cartoon of his. We don't know his family. We don't even know where he's from. That's Justin Bartha in a nutshell. I don't know where Justin Bartha came from, but he's in every billion-dollar movie.
I like this.
Now I don't know if we want to move on yet, but the detective Gardner. Do we have a detective?
Oh, that's a
We
movement.
do, yeah.
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, the
Oh,
FBI
You're just
agent,
shaking me.
Sadusky.
yeah.
Harvey Keitel is one
want
of
a
the greatest
listener
actors
submission?
of all time. Yeah, what do we have?
Al Tootsie Pops.
I guess
Al
it looks
from the
like it.
Tootsie
He does look like him.
He does look like so.
It's from Birch.
What I love about these characters, they're all Disney-fied. Like, all the actors are in this movie. Like, we've seen the aggressive versions of them, and then they get into this movie and we just see the PG version. Because Harvey Keitel has played this character before,
Sure.
but he's Disney-fied.
Yeah.
We've seen Nicolas Cage play this crazy weirdo traveling across the globe, but he's Disney-fied. Same with Sean Bean. So with Harvey Keitel, what mascot is like PG, but you know, man, he probably got some demons.
Oh shit. The Cookie Crisp dog.
I forgot about that.
Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Crisp dog.
Homie's been through a lot.
I'm going with the Keebler Elves. The Keebler Elves, I feel like, if
Just
we're
'cause
being
Harvey Keitel's
honest,
short?
yeah, because I feel like Keebler, they're making cookies, but they're also slaves.
Oh.
And so that's why, like, so you're just like, oh, Harvey Keitel, he's sweet in this movie, but he has a dark side. And like Keebler Elves, they have slaves. They make cookies instead of cotton.
Yeah,
and so that's why it's.
This
by the way,
it's taking it. Make it racist in a minute.
oh
Man.
my bad.
Oh, we can throw this. Make sure this movie's on the list. 'Cause I got some.
Oh,
I got some
no.
words about National Treasure when it's all said and done.
Okay.
All right, so-
Gardner, who else you got?
Captain Crunch.
for
For Harvey Keitel.
oh,
For
I
Harvey
like that. I
Keitel.
like that. I like that.
He's very commanding.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
And so, and it also made me think too. I think I figured out my John Voight one.
Okay.
The Vlasic stork.
Ah, yes.
Yes, that's
yeah,
perfect.
that's perfect.
And then we can
I don't know if
take
the
Colonel
Vlasic stork
Sanders
is-
to Ed Harris.
Yes.
Take Colonel Sanders.
The Ed
and
Harris, I'm fine
then.
with that.
That's really good.
That's good. That's good.
All right, sorry. So I'm really I'm wrapped up in this. Sorry.
All right, now we're getting to the good stuff. That's the
let's go and here. Let's go with this one because I think this is a no-brainer. Actually, Diane Kruger is Abigail Chase.
Dr. Abigail Chase.
Yeah, thank you. I almost said that actually, and thank you for
I
correcting
got
me.
you. I got
She
you.
is,
She worked hard for that.
I didn't give her proper due. There's one answer to this for me.
Let's hear it.
I mean, she's of German descent.
Sure.
She's a German. She's St. Pauli girl.
Wow, that's
Michael
actually-
Scott's favorite light up in his house.
actually-
Yeah.
And you know Michael Scott loved National Treasure.
Yeah.
He thought it was a biopic for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
All right.
So for Diane Kruger, I think the St. Pauli girl.
That's not bad. I was going to go with the Sun-Made Raisin Girl.
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
her. But the St. Pauli girl makes sense with the German background. I
Yeah.
like that.
I was going to go with the Morton Salt girl. I can name girls
Oh,
too.
that's
Oh, Land O'Lakes butter. Okay.
yeah,
all
we
right.
did it. Look at us. We didn't even have to mansplain any of these. Well, good for us. Look at this. Is a bright moment for We Are Live.
I thought you were gonna go like Aunt Jemima.
I was gonna. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
hold
know.
that one off. I'm gonna wait. Let's save that
Mrs.
for
Buttersworth.
when we do Olympus Has Fallen. I will
Okay.
probably have a place for Mrs. Buttersworth.
Man. Okay, I'm sorry. I was about to go off track. So let's talk about movies you love. That might be.
It is so good. It is so
All right.
damn good.
Okay, I'm focused now. I'm
All
back.
right.
I'm back.
All right, now we're arriving
Yep.
to the man of the hour, boys and girls. It is time for us to cast Benjamin Franklin Gates, who of course is played by the great
Our Lord and Savior.
Lord and Savior Nicolas Cage.
A friend of mine does a Nicolas Cage impersonation, but he says this is Nick Cage eating popcorn, and he just puts popcorn in and goes. It's like he's choking on the kernel. That's his impersonation.
The person who I am going with,
All right.
Who you going with?
Joe Camel.
That's who I had.
Nice.
I needed a smoker. I wanted a smoker.
I had Joe Camel in
Okay.
there. It's Joe. Look, Nicolas Cage isn't an attractive fellow.
Sure.
Let's be honest. But
I'd
when-
still hit, but yeah, do
Oh,
it again.
okay.
Wow.
But Joe Camel is cool. Nicolas Cage is cool. I don't know why, but they are. And they are. They carry it. They carry that swag, even though they shouldn't
And
have it.
smoking is
and
cool.
smoking is cool.
Yeah.
So, yes, I will absolutely go with Joe Camel on this one.
I like that.
He's everywhere. He was on billboards, signs around schools, just like Nicolas Cage.
I like it. May I devil's advocate for a
Yes.
second?
Oh, wow.
Nicolas Cage.
Wait. Arguing doesn't usually work on interview
don't think
shows.
that
Like
shows
when
it.
the two people don't agree,
Well,
I
that's
don't
it.
know.
No, this
Kind
instance,
of a
one,
weird
one of us
conversation.
dies at the end of this
Oh,
show.
okay.
I like
Spoiler.
Continue.
I like it.
Nicolas Cage is on a mission. He's always been on a mission. And it's an honest one. It's worthy.
Okay.
But he's had some failures. He's had some fallbacks, and so people don't really trust him. They don't believe in his brand, in his statement, in his journey, his hero's journey, his destiny. But this is what is calling to him. The treasure of the nation is calling to him, just like a certain fruity themed cereal is calling to one young Trix Rabbit.
Oh,
Nicolas
wow.
Cage is the Trix Rabbit.
Woo, we may have ourselves a debate because I like that. I like that a lot. That makes a lot of sense because now that I think about the Trix Rabbit and how he's just all over the place in the commercials, that's how Nicolas Cage is in scenes.
Like the Trix Rabbit,
he's all over the
He's
place.
always he can't just be like, "Hey, I'm the Trix Rabbit coming to buy some tricks," and that he's Paul Brown. Like the Trix Rabbit definitely goes by Paul Brown, like when he's out in public. Also, as far as aliases go, come on, Ben, you couldn't. You could have gone with any of the founding fathers. You went with Paul Brown. All right.
Yeah, that's
No.
kind of weak.
Is there another actor
Good
that
callback.
has been in as good of movies as Nicolas Cage? And then, like, does anyone have the range he has for bad to good? Right?
He's just in, like, if you read that
He's
recent
like-
Q&A, he talks about why he's in so many. He's trying to be in movie after movie
Oh,
after
really?
movie
He's
after
just like,
movie.
yeah.
To pay off the
So it's it's
Wow.
part. He actually said, that's part of it.
debt. You could say his funds were gone in 60 seconds.
Nice.
For like 20 minutes, I've been waiting for it.
Yes.
So Gone in 60 Seconds is a Nicolas Cage
Yes.
movie.
All right, Chris, do you have somebody else to throw in the hat between those
No,
two?
I'm not getting in the middle of this. This is a your community issue.
I might have to step back and we're talking about National Treasure.
Yeah, that's good. I think those two, between the Trix Rabbit and Joe Camel, those properly describe
I think
Nick Cage.
Trix Rabbit is at least doing the stunts. Maybe
Yes.
Joe Camel is definitely cool like Nicolas Cage,
Right.
so I'm with you for that. But he can't run away from a security guard the way that Trix Rabbit
Trix
can.
Rabbit was definitely he pulled out the Trix Rabbit in Face Off. Like that was Nick Cage doing Trix Rabbit in that bad boy. That was just those two careers just completely. You know what? Actually, their careers technically recover from Face Off. Yeah,
Talking about-
Travolta and Cage.
Oh, Travolta is actually they are the two probably like they could make out no matter what shit they put out.
Right.
Someone's gonna love Nick Cage.
But that's
and
the
John
thing.
Travolta.
But that's how I say that's when we know Hollywood is truly diverse when black, brown actors can put out shit project after shit project after shit project and still get top dollar or at least offered in other projects. Like that's the day when we have made it as people.
There you go.
When blacks are treated like Nicolas Cage.
I'm good actually. I'm good. I'm good. You can keep that 40 acres. I'm good.
What if Kamala Harris just comes out tomorrow and that's her pitch?
Yeah.
We just want blacks treated like Nicolas Cage.
This is a much more advanced version of we need to get past it so we can just all call an asshole and not think there's any kind of implications to it. But that's much more eloquently said, so I appreciate that. That'll do it for recasting call. Hit the close.
It's time to close the recasting call.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
I just want.
It's
the
a classic
he talk?
exposition.
He's
That
talking-
entire movie is a
He's
classic
talking
exposition.
up through his nose.
Yes.
Oh, still the Declaration. It's like,
Independence.
who's next Friday, Mike Epps' ex-girlfriend's cousin, Baby D.
Mm-hmm.
She know about all the new flavors of the Twinkie. You heard about that new millennial Twinkie? You bite into it and glitter comes out. That's Nick Cage.
That is
Just
Nick
watched
Cage.
next Friday and was like, "Fuck, I want to be an actor now." And then he
Yes,
started.
You know what? I know that we've been talking to. We've had John Witherspoon on. We had DC Curry in here, and
We have
they've
Liddell
talked
on
about
today.
and so they know very much about the Friday franchise.
sorry.
If
Yeah.
they can look, Ice Cube's the man. He's one of the bigger power players in Hollywood. If he
He's
can
the
find
black
a way-
Nicolas Cage.
He is. If he can find a way to get Nicolas Cage into the Friday franchise, you tell him you don't want a Nick Cage, Chris Tucker scene. You lying?
What's it
'Cause
called? Rinse, do Friday? Is that what it's?
I don't
Does he
know
play
how
the
they're gonna do it.
landlord?
I don't know.
Is he a truancy officer hunting down Ice Cube's son? Is that what's?
What if it's like a brief crossover, just a brief cameo crossover,
Uh-oh.
where Nick Cage has his crew with him from National Treasure,
Okay.
and they're going down the street. Where is Friday set?
L.A.
In L.A.
So not a particular neighborhood or anything. Just
Well, it's
LA.
shit like Crenshaw, like
Okay,
yeah.
so whatever the neighborhood is, and so they're going through there, like even walking, and then he asks for directions, and they just give him directions, and then he's on his way.
That
It's
would be
that simple.
Actually, that would be a cool thing if like directors just got together and was like, all right, from time to time, just to really, we should throw in a character from one of our movies into your film.
Or Nick Cage, like he's got, let's say, the Magna Carta with him this time. He's like, "Can you hold this for me?" He's like, "Sure, man." And then like gives him
And
something
then
to do
Debo runs
for him.
off with it.
Yeah, and then we go from there.
That would be.
So you have a crossover of Friday movies and National Treasure movies.
That's hot.
I think that's
Where
what
the
streets have
storylines
been wanting.
intertwine.
I mean, it's about time. I think that's what the streets wanted.
That's equality.
Who has the better
And
universe?
then someone's like, "You got papers?" And then they're like, "Oh, do we use the Magna Carta?"
oh, and they smoked the Magna Carta.
Shit.
Damn it.
There's a movie.
There you go.
There it is.
Next week on recasting.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Gardner, it's time to make it racist as hell.
All right.
Don't forget, Tech Electronics made the studio app. Okay,
I'm unaddressing the white elephant in the room. I'm breaking down the barriers of race by assimilation.
I wouldn't mind to have black neighbors.
That is racist as hell. It's raining little white women. My prayers have been answered.
Black women have the nicest asses.
That ain't the whitest thing a white man has ever whited in his life.
You do not have to say African American, just say black.
Oh, well, in that case, you know what word I miss? Colored.
Don't let the liberal media tell you how to think and feel. If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
I'm racist as hell. That's deserved.
Before that lovely drop happened, Tech Electronics,
Not racist.
fine
it's not.
sponsor and not racist of We Are Live. I tell you what, Sam.
What's
I
up?
came back from New York where I was surrounded by some of the finest technology.
Wait a minute, were you in New York?
I was in that
Okay,
city.
okay.
And now to return to see the type of technology that's currently in the studio, it is New York quality. So make sure you check out my friends at Tech Electronic. All you have to do is go Tech Electronic, put it in your Google box, and it will explain where to go next. Tech Electronic, serving your needs today.
Not that bad. TechElectronics.com for more information. Make it racist. Sam and Travis Terrell will make things racist. Wow. National Treasure, make it racist.
All right.
Get 'em.
This pissed me off
Get 'em,
last night.
get 'em, get 'em.
I
Oh,
was
boy.
big into National Treasure. National Treasure got me big into the history of the Masons and the offset of the Masons known as the Freemasons.
Yes.
In Disney's National Treasure, the story goes that the Freemasons were founded as a subsect after leaving England in order to get the National Treasure out of Europe. Freemasons were founded because when blacks were freed and tried to join the Masonic lodges, the Masons wouldn't let them in. So they had to go and form the Freemasons. So Disney just whitewashed one secret society, and they just completely just blurred it out of history. If that ain't the most, Walt Disney was an anti-Semite.
Oh,
People
no,
Yep.
this isn't.
Yep.
Oh, Come back here,
That's
House
the
of Mouse.
House of Mouse.
Yep.
Give him a-
I was. This is not Travis Terrell speaking. This is Sam Lyon speaking. I'll take
yeah.
this to the grave.
Yeah.
No, National
Travis
Treasure.
Terrell's on that Walt Disney dick. That's why.
Oh,
And they
no.
didn't even have to say why the Freemasons were formed. They could have just said we were members of the Freemasons, but they went out of their way to make an entire new story of why the Freemasons were formed. It's racist as hell.
Nope.
Oh, well, hold on.
Production value.
That is racist as
Okay.
hell.
All right.
There we
Now we're good. Now we're good. Ex-girlfriends. Travis, you can't make ex-girlfriends racist.
First of all, how you don't like my black ass? If you don't like my black ass, you got to be racist.
Come on.
Baby girl, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
All that good black, you know what I
Hey.
gave. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I apologize.
none of my ex-girlfriends have been racist I've known, but most of their fathers have. Yeah, and Sam Walls, every time I put on that faded Carhartt jacket that your daughter gave me sophomore year of college, I'm reminded of the hate you carry in your heart as you walk throughout life. Ex-girlfriend's father, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
It's like our friends. It's like our.
I'll bring the Carhartt next time. You can see it.
It's our Caucasian friend that goes by the name of Cedric. When he shows up to dinner, they go, "Oh,
Thank God.
come, please come in."
You know a white Cedric?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm shook.
yeah. It's good guy. Cold too.
Good
guy. Gardner.
Candles.
Oh, no.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Is that your cute way of saying tiki torches, Gardner? Is that what's going on here? Tell me about the candles that you light at your secret
Yes.
rituals before you go out and burn a cross. You gotta make sure you teach all the proper
Yes, yes.
flame starting
Yeah.
procedures. So
Yeah.
you start out with the
Yes.
candles. You make your way
Yes.
up to tiki
Yes.
torches, and
is
next thing you
racist
know,
as hell.
yeah. Oh, don't try to cut me off. You think just because you put the sound clip over, I'm gonna stop spreading the good word?
Racist
You think
as
I'm not
hell.
gonna?
Yes,
I'm gonna
you do.
use that candle
Yes.
to bring light
Yes.
to your dark racist ways.
Yes.
Candles. You racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Gardner, you better put your face on that camera.
Get back in the screen.
Get back on your screen.
Get back in the
Get back on your
screen.
screen. There you go.
You better respect Leotis T. Candle.
I thought it was going to be a story one. I really
there-
did.
that's real, man. That's
Oh,
real.
wow. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, Travis, we enjoy life here in St. Louis. We always have a good time. You can't make potholes in the city of St. Louis streets racist.
You know what I noticed about all the potholes across the city?
Talk to me, Trev.
They're black.
Oh, no.
Why
Wait a
why
minute.
the
Wait a
potholes got to be
minute.
black, bro?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of white cars driving
Well-
on those roads, but somehow the hose
Don't get any white on. They just stay black.
Right, right. And you know what they do? They fill that hole with more blackness.
Look at
so
that.
it's black on black to illustrate black on
Listen,
black crime.
come on.
And they try to perpetuate that in our community.
If you don't speak on
I
it
tell
right
you
now,
what, I am
take it
sick
to
and
the
tired.
mountains.
I am sick and tired of these white people driving on my black road.
come on.
And then filling up that black hole.
There you go.
With more blackness.
That's right.
Potholes, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming.
Yes, sir.
Billy Fat Pants in the comments wants you to make Chappelle's new special racist.
Oh, it will be. And
Okay.
you're welcome. I
There
cannot
it
wait.
is.
He'll do it on his own. He'll do it on his own.
Yes.
We don't have to do it for him.
I was
Can I do one more?
Yeah.
I was watching one of the other specials and I'm just loving it. Like literally I'm like, oh, he's just speaking. This is the epitome of spoken word and performance and storytelling. And the person I was watching it with like screamed at me to turn it off because it was the most offensive scene they'd ever seen. And I was just like, we have a very big difference of what's happening on this screen right now. I don't.
Why are you shaking your head, Trev?
Because Dave Chappelle is a treasure and a genius.
Would you call him a national treasure? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Probably
I would.
international.
Right, correct.
Got one more for me. Make karate racist.
Oh, you son of a bitch! No, no, that.
Now look at this photo.
That's-
You telling me this photo of those kids ain't running around saying, well, Jay-Z said it, so I can say it.
Let's talk about the ideation they've perpetuated of black communities
Look at
just
that.
putting karate on this altar, on this pedestal.
Yes.
It's every television show, every movie is some young black child wanting to learn karate. We're not out here trying to like we just look up to this superior art form. We don't need karate. We got breakdancing.
Thank you. And guns.
And
We have a lot-
guns.
We have a lot of
Question.
We have a
Colon
lot of
electric boogaloo.
Yes.
Very good
Question:
movie.
should I sign the release form that Awkward Family Photos sent me to put it in one of their calendars? I will no longer own the rights to the photo.
You should keep that photo. Make money yourself, man.
I don't think I'm gonna make
Once
any
when
money.
somebody
I
wants to
don't think I'm
buy
gonna make
something
any
from
money
you,
off the
that's when you know
photo.
you've got something worth keeping.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
they're not
That's
trying to
very
buy
true.
it. They're just like, you get to be in the calendar.
Man, don't give it up, man.
Yeah.
There's more to life than just
Should I just
being
make
on
a
IG,
Byjack
man.
original?
Man, you definitely got to make it an original, man. Go
Yeah.
ahead and put it out there. I'm telling you, man, that photo
Make it a
is
tall team.
iconic.
Yeah.
I want that to be like the repeat background for when we take photos. When we have celebrities that come in, I want that to be the repeat background.
I'm so proud of that because I mean, you see that
We should get
left
this up
hand
in
down
the
there.
office,
Yeah.
Like
obviously.
you're looking at the right cross that coming in that left come out.
I just love the hair.
Who else is in that picture? What's
My
going?
younger brother.
That's your younger
That's a
brother.
younger
Okay.
brother.
Yeah, who's
What you
he's-
don't see-
He's a year and a half old in that photo.
And what you
He's-
don't see under there, he actually has a slice of pizza underneath his
Yeah, I took
left
it from
hand.
him.
Yeah. He's just like, I can't wait till they say, all right, cut, because I'm going to eat it.
I want to
So
say
you-
he
Dave
was 5
Denman
in
likes
that.
pizza.
He was 6 feet. Look at the mitts on him. And he was
I was
5.
curious how you were going to make karate racist
Mm-hmm.
because of one thing I was thinking of. In terms of degrees, which color belt is the lowest?
Chris,
What?
what's the lowest
White.
belt?
Is it
So
white?
that's the bottom, right?
All right.
Yeah. Do I
In
need to explain why
karate-
that is?
The top is black.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
it's
in
just,
the hierarchy, white is the lowest,
No.
black is the highest. Karate.
That is racist
no,
as hell.
no. And see,
Against
that's
the
what
cocks.
that's what
Thank you.
you would like to prepare. That's
Asian
what you like
people
to
hate
have
black
out.
people.
That's the story you're putting out to communities. But
That's
we all
right.
know that when they put the white belt at the bottom, they're putting as the foundation
There
they
you
just got this
go.
idea in their head
Yes.
that white is the building block
Yes.
for everything. Even in Asian art form,
Yes.
they want to try to say.
And that it's incredibly
built upon them.
difficult and very rare for a certain amount of people to get to the black.
Look at that! Look at that!
Get to the black, so they make it the hardest to get to.
So there's not as
Typical.
many.
Mm-hmm. Karate, you double racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
And by the way, you live in the hood, Karate Kid, and not one black friend. Not one black friend. What kind of? You probably that's why you got your ass beat with your racist ass.
Right.
Karate Kid, you racist as hell.
That is racist as hell.
Ask
Also,
about him.
Is it what's his fucking name in that movie? Daniel.
Daniel.
Daniel-san had it coming.
He did.
He had it.
He was messing with other people.
He was harassing Cobra Kai every step of the way. They were done. They had that one little beef at the beach, and it was over.
But
And
nah, he had to get cute at the party.
Right.
When everybody was like, hey, man, we good, we moving on. But he up here trying to stand up for himself. First of all, you can't fight, little bitch. Get your little bitch ass on somewhere. How you going to try
want a
to start a
trophy.
fight?
You want a trophy.
Man, what that mean?
with an
We never-
illegal leg sweep.
With an illegal leg sweep. Nobody ever talks about that. No, I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, that's been bothering me for
Just
so
another
long.
white man just breaking his way through.
Right.
He's white, right? I can't
He's
remember.
completely white.
What's the actor's name?
Well, his
Is
daddy
that-
wasn't in the movie, so
Ralph
Macchio.
Macchio.
Ralph Macchio.
I don't know. His daddy may have been.
Do we need to
his
break
dad wasn't
down?
in
Do we
the
need to
movie.
break down?
We don't
the
make it.
Where's his
Italian
ancestry?
back-
Oh, Italian. Okay, he's white. All right.
That is racist as hell.
Thank you. You got time to dice them up in little groups.
All right. That's been made racist. Guys, big thanks to all of our great sponsors.
Woo!
What a great week. Sam, you got any shows coming up?
I got a few coming up. Actually, September 13th, I'll be with the young guy Travis Terrell here, doing the first of a 3-show series on the Loop Trolley.
Let me tell you something. Yale Hollander hosted our showcase last night, and he was trying to do his funny, I plug all my own stuff during the show bit, but then he actually didn't plug the only thing I asked him to talk about.
Motherfucker.
I was like, all right, maybe work on
But yeah,
maybe work on that. Yeah. so that was
comedy on
funny.
the Trolley, September 13th, 9 p.m. The only price of admission is the price of a trolley ticket. So
Nice.
come check out. That's gonna be a great show.
And
Also,
bring alcohol.
Bring alcohol. Do it.
Well, you can't
Cowards.
bring it on the
I don't know.
trolley.
Can you not bring
Get
it on
drunk
trial
before.
sales?
Don't bring alcohol.
Don't bring alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get drunk
Uh,
at the History Museum.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
they're going to love that. We're going to make that a thing. Tailgating before the event.
We could do a cookout in Forest Park.
That would be perfect.
We get it. You're hungry. We'll get you something in. September 3rd at Heavy Anchor is going to be Boondoggle with Aaron Sawyer. That is a bi-monthly sketch show that Aaron picks one other performer, comedian, artist in the city to work with him and spend 2 months just putting a show together. We've got sketches. We've got videos. It will be a show that happens. I can't guarantee it's going to be good, but you should still be there to find out September 3rd.
Brave of Aaron to bring you on.
Oh, he knows exactly what he did when he booked me for this. And then August 29th, I will be at Helium for the Dirty Show.
Nice.
And August 31st, I'll be back for the Best of the Garage Showcase.
All right.
So
Very
come check those
exciting.
out. And
Awesome
Impolite
night.
Company tonight at the Crack Box,
Beautiful.
9:45.
That's a fun show. Chris Sear, happy birthday to Sear.
Chris, can
Happy
I plug-
birthday to Papa Sear.
Can I plug a show, Chris?
What?
For all those who are in the Seattle area,
Oh,
Saturday,
you don't-
August 31st, at
What?
Columbia City Theater. Make sure you all come out at 4916 Rainier Avenue in Seattle, Washington.
an actual
Travis
place.
Terrell.
Rainier?
I don't know. I ain't never been to the damn city.
Rainier.
But I will be on Josephine Howe, Aaron Engel, and DJ Diff.
You're really going to Seattle?
Show starts at 9. Doors open at 8. Tickets are $15 online, $20 at the door. Brown Paper Tickets, the Fair Trade Ticking Company, are responsible for this set. If you have any questions, go to themadbusdriver.com.
Reading everything that
Yeah.
you see on
Are
there.
you?
I got the flyer
Do you have a
sent to me.
direct flight?
I do, and I think I'm not certain, but I think Daddy's got first class.
No, you don't. Mad Bus Driver. No. Yeah, he should have bought you a bus ticket to stay on brand.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been.
When you
pretty good.
perform with me, you take the bus.
I mean, I'm telling you what, man. Y'all don't understand. The Mad Bus Driver is huge in Seattle. But okay.
Which is just so curious.
Yeah,
as to
sorry.
why?
Sean used to ride the mega bus. And
Oh no.
he would mess with the people on the bus with him. So when he would get ready to go to sleep, he'd pull out this ball gag and put it around his mouth. Honestly.
Why is that the funniest thing I've ever heard?
That's why is he
We're
walking?
ending on
Why
that.
is he carrying
We're ending
around
on
a ball gag on a mega bus?
Do not
I got some
disrespect
pictures.
Megabus. That's first and foremost.
Stick around. If you missed it, Mark Rose is awesome. This week we had some really fun interviews. Thanks to Molly for coming by. Tony Cavallero was amazing. We've got Lunell in today. We're going to talk to her in just a minute, so pop back over here. For Sam, for Gardner, for everybody here at Midcoast Media, for Travis, I'm Chris Denman. We're back Monday live at 8 a.m. We'll see you then.
Let's do the piece.